And we welcome you to New York City, where the sights and sounds of the holidays are everywhere you look. The Rangers tonight, a showdown game at Madison Square Garden. Fresh off last night's decisive overtime performance by Gretzky, Sundstrom, and Robitaille there. Only 42 seconds into the extra session, that was the line that dominated the game. Tonight, the team that has dominated the Eastern Conference is in the building, and the Rangers haven't beaten the Florida Panthers in their last 6 tries. Good evening, everybody. I'm Al Troutwick. This is our coverage of New York Rangers hockey, a team that hasn't lost but one game in their last dozen. This, however, is a whole lot different than the previous 12 that they've played. And we turn you upstairs now to the best, the absolute best announcing team in the National Hockey League. It's Christmas. Sam and JT.
You're very kind and very generous. Thanks, Al. And it's a pleasure to be with you in this holiday season. And, John, the story of last night's game was a one-line affair, plus Mike Richter, and the one line carried the Rangers to victory.
The Rangers feel good that they won the game. They won a game in overtime. They won a game in Montreal where they don't normally win. And they feel, I think, probably pretty good that they only had the 5-man unit, the Gretzky line with Karpatsev and Samuelson, along with Mike Richter, play so well, yet they still won. That's the point I'm getting to. Rangers feel it can play a lot better and will have to tonight if they indeed hope to beat the Florida Panthers. Gretzky set up in the office. Montreal didn't seem to be either prepared or what to do with Gretzky when he was there. They tried to go after him, as you see here. Still, the puck was put in front by Gretzky. In overtime, they left him alone, which seemed like in hockey terms an eternity. And he was able to find Luc Robitaille, who finally found some open ice, and bingo, the game was over. You know, when Gretzky and Robitaille and Sundstrom are going like this, you wonder tonight, will they see a lot of Brian Skrudlin, who's a great checking center for the Florida Panthers. This could be a very interesting matchup.
Now, the Florida Panthers, who had last night off, worked out at Madison Square Garden this morning, and they're preparing on how to deal with Wayne Gretzky. Montreal thought they were prepared, but they didn't handle it. The Panthers worked on it this morning.
There's 2 things to do. One, I don't think the Panthers want to give Gretzky time in behind the goal net to set up, because if you give him too much time, it's tough to defend people in front. This morning, Lindy Ruff, who changes the defense, coaches the defenseman, a former Ranger defenseman, actually, here is talking to all the team's defensemen, along with Van Beesbrook, the goaltender who's playing tonight. He, too, is important because he can block passes with his goal stick coming to the front of the net from in behind. So they're addressing what to do. And the other thing is, Sam, not only is it what goes on behind the net with Gretzky being there. Do you go at him quick? Do you wait? Do you make him go on his backhand? What do you do? You've also got to decide what you do in front of the net. And do you play a zone? Do you play man-on-man? How do you deal with it? It's a big-time question after watching last night's game.
Teams have been asking that question for 17 years and still haven't figured it out. But we asked the Panthers assistant coach Lindy Ruff what they will do when Wayne Gretzky sets up behind the net.
Well, we're going to try to get the guys that set up the rink to push the net back an extra couple of feet so there's no room for them. No, you know, we're going to deal with. We're going to hopefully not let him get set up. If he gets back there, we're going to go after him right away. We're not going to, you know, give him time to go back and forth. I think Montreal played more of a man-to-man, and it cost them. We're going to hopefully play tighter on him in our zone and not allow that little play behind the net. And if he does get set up, you know, once we're in position, we're going to go after him. You know, he's going to have maybe a second or two to make a play, but he's not going to be able to stand back there for 3 or 4 seconds.
The Panthers got back on track Friday night in Chicago. They had lost 4 straight on the road. They won 3-1. They're a team of no big stars, but if there's one solid big guy who's really played well for him, John, it's Scott Mellanby.
He's one of the best power forwards in the game right now, Sam. He's a great goal scorer from around the top of the net. There he scores on a deflection right in front of Chris Chelios on the power play. Here he'll get a rebound as he gets in front of Gary Suter, scores on the backhand. And when you talk about Mellanby, you're talking about a player who's not overly quick, but he's smart, he has very quick hands, and he's darn strong. And he competes around the top of the goal crease, as we just saw. And amazingly, this team over the last 2 years, when he scores a goal, 32, 4, and 3. So you look at this team, the center icemen for Florida are not their offensive players. The wingers are, and Mellanby's a winger. Pay attention to him.
Panthers are not only #1 in the East, they're #1 overall. But right now, the Rangers may be the hottest team in the NHL. We'll see what gives in a moment.
New York Rangers hockey is brought to you by Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. By Delta Airlines, you'll love the way we fly. By American Express, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. And by Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Centers.
This is the 5th meeting of the season between these two teams. Rangers have not beaten the Panthers this season, and they have not beaten John Van Beesbrook either. He's in a rough stretch right now, though. He's won only one of his last 5 decisions. Mike Richter is unbeaten in his last 10, and in 9 of those 10, he's given up 2 goals or fewer. For Van Beesbrook, 1 win in his last 6, 1-3-2. Mike Richter now with 14 wins on the season and moving up in the goaltending rankings, making 15 wins for Mike Richter this season. Mike Richter was in goal for the 2 losses to the Panthers earlier this season. Glenn Healy played 2 1-1 ties against them. Paul Dvorsky was in Hartford last night, worked Hartford in Tampa Bay.
His brother, one of the linesmen. And Luc Robitaille starts on the left side of Wayne Gretzky. Luc Robitaille playing his 800th NHL game.
Congratulations to him. Martin Straka, number 28. Dave Lowry, number 10. Ray Shepard, number 26, the forward line for Florida, with Terry Karkner, number 2, and Robert Spela, number 24 on defense. Gretzky, Robitaille, Sundstrom, Samuelson, and Karpovtsev, the unit of 5 for the Rangers. Karpovtsev moves it, and the fans alive early. As John mentioned, the Panthers have been a 500 team over the last 10 games, 4-4-2. Messier comes on now in a quick change. Leach and Bukaboom are on. Leach stops Shepard, moves the puck to Messier. He finds Kovalov. Kovalov cuts in, moves on Van Beesbrook, who smothered the shot.
I'd like to see Alex use the shots from that bad angle, Sam. He's very good and has a great wrist shot when you watch him in practice. On that play, go high with a shot and try to score from it. You saw Robitaille do it the other night during a home game against Los Angeles. I'd like to see Alexei do the same thing, icing against Florida. Now, what's interesting here, too, in this game is Florida's a team that constantly uses 4 lines. The Rangers a team that constantly uses 3 lines. What will the matchups be? See, right there, go high. Try to beat Van Beesbrook over the shoulder. Instead, nothing happened at all. And Messier saw Robitaille going, but the puck is just there, jumped over his stick. Now, see, when he's on the forehand shot, it's not where his body is, it's where the puck is. That's closer to the middle of the ice. It's a much better shooting angle than you think it is because he's a left-handed shot on the right side.
Kovalov with the puck. Messier, Kovalov, and Graves. Leach and Bukaboom for the Rangers. Puck forced out of the zone by the Panthers. Red Warner, number 7, played it across to Bill Lindsay. Lindsay, number 11. Roddick Morak, number 19, and Scott Mellenby, number 27. Mellenby is the team's leading scorer in goals and assists and points. All 3, I should say, both. Kovalov centering pass just missed by Messier. Leach finds Messier. Back for Leach. Takes it off the boards. Red Warner, rather, Scott Mellenby is there. Leach got tripped up. Does it look like Mellenby's blade of his stick was tangled up with Leach's skate? Lindsay runs into Bukaboom.
This is the matchup we see here, too, Sam, is Graves on Mellenby. Mellenby, who we talked about in the open, and Graves is the opposite winger. Graves was back to pick up Mellenby, and no shot on goal. That'll be a key matchup in this game.
Churla and Gano have come on for the Rangers, along with Sergei Nemchinov. Churla with a big collision along the boards with Fitzgerald. Churla went down. Gano tried to chip it ahead. It was blocked. And Jovanovski, number 55, with Murphy on defense.
Florida changing on the fly here. They get caught with too many men, I believe. Yes. They're trying to change on the fly here, Sam. They had Strudland on the ice. The Rangers had him against Nemchinov. Florida would like to change on the fly and get Strudland either on Messier or on Gretzky. It didn't happen. So right away, Dvorsky, one of the linesmen, makes the call here. And you can see that McLean is either giving his player a lot of aggravation or the linesman, one or the other. It was a sentiment change. Strudland had gone to the bench, and one of the forwards came on too late.
He's yelling at Chris Wells, John.
Yeah. You see, now you can count them there. There's 6 players. Here comes 7. And Strudland goes around a player before he gets off. Yeah, they got 7 guys on for a big amount of time. Almost 8. There's another one coming over the boards. So Florida gets too many men on the ice. They get caught, just like Montreal did last night. And it's all because of matchups.
Too many men on the ice at 2:21 gives the Rangers their first power play of the game. It is ranked number 1 overall. Doug McLean very upset with his team.
Yeah, that's got to be his team, not the linesman. That was almost 7 or 8 people, and that was for a long period of time. That's not the linesman's fault to make that call.
Florida's penalty killing has been outstanding. They're ranked 4th in the league. They've given up only 1 power play goal in the last 8 games, killing 30 of 31 power plays against them. Rangers have Gretzky, Robitaille, Noonan, Driver, and Leach for the power play. Here's Leach. Down to Gretzky. Across, Van Beesbrook got it. Noonan was looking for it, batting at it. He gets hit by Gord Murphy, number 5. And things settle down.
You can see the goaltender Van Beesbrook thinking of anticipating starting to move to his left as Gretzky was thinking of passing. And I think Gretzky at the last moment thought shoot and maybe catch Van Beesbrook not square. Now watch the goalie. See him starting to move. Yeah, pretty good play by John Van Beesbrook hanging on. Gretzky tried to put the puck in front. Rangers look sharp here. Much sharper early in this game than what they were in the game in Montreal early last night. Much sharper.
27 seconds gone in the power play as Gretzky chats with Noonan. Brian Skrudland is on with Mike Huff. Skrudland, number 20, Huff, number 18. Robert Spalo, number 24, Terry Carkner, number 2 for Florida.
There's another trip the Panthers. The Panthers should be 2 men short. They're very, very lucky as Mike Huff just reached out, pulled Noonan right down to the ice, flipped his feet right out.
Noonan complaining to referee Paul Dvorsky.
He's doing it quietly, not embarrassing the referee, but Panthers are very lucky that they're not down 2 men for just a minute 26. Very lucky. And you'll see the Rangers put the puck in front of watch Huff, number 18. And he just pulls the feet right out from Noonan. You see the referee watching, and he decided not to make the call. The Rangers won the draw, puck towards the front of the net, and there's Noonan going after it. Yep, and he got yanked down. Man.
The puck got chipped up over the boards into the crowd, bringing the face-off out of the zone. Minute 25 to go on the power play. Face-off win by the Panthers, and a clear by Brett Warner. Warner, number 7, is on with Gord Murphy, number 5. Tom Fitzgerald, number 21. Bill Lindsay, number 11. Leach tips it ahead. Gretzky finds it. Knocked away by Warner. Kept in by Leach. Gretzky plays the puck, a whistle for a hand pass in the offensive zone by the Rangers.
Off of Brian Leach to Wayne Gretzky. You know that play where Noonan was just interfered with and had his feet pulled out?
Yeah.
Paul Maurice, the Hartford coach, was quoted today talking about the abdominal injuries, the groin injuries. He said a lot of it, in his mind, has to do with obstruction and holding people up and picking them up. And that was an unnatural play for a person skating along, and all of a sudden you get pulled backwards and out. Your body goes into a different... maybe you see that. Maybe he helped that along a little bit, too.
I don't know, John. I thought he was striding hard toward the puck, and the knee got pulled up by the blade.
The point I was getting at is when your body gets yanked and turned like that with the amount of obstruction that we have in the game, that maybe that leads, at least partially, to those types of injuries.
The crowd reacted when Leach was spun around by Fitzgerald. Gretzky shot off the left glove of Van Beesbrook, and it's cleared out by Fitzgerald. 35 seconds to go on the power play. No score in the game. Almost 4 minutes in. Rangers have 4 shots on goal. Panthers have yet to get one. Leach got tripped up again. This was by Dvorak reaching back, and the referee didn't see it. Dvorak looked to the referee.
I'm not sure I agree with you there, Sam.
Okay. Carpenter sets up Gretzky, save Van Beesbrook.
That's the Rangers' best shot.
It was Bessier, not Gretzky. Excuse me, set up.
I think the referee saw it. Leach made such a great move that it should have been a penalty again.
Messier hit in the corner. Messier graves from Kovalov on. Kovalov takes it away from Carkner. Kovalov holding, looking, teams back at full strength. Kovalov scores! There's that shot that you wanted to see, John. Kovalov rips the wrister over Van Beesbrook, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
It's an even strength goal for Kovalov. It's his 10th. The shots are 6-0. The Rangers are moving along here very well. You'll see Kovalov use the shot. We see him use it all the time in practice, and it's wicked. I mean, it's mean, and it's quick, and it's hard, and if he hits the net with it, he'll be good with it. And just watch him here. Little screen and just a snapper. That's all he has to do, and he'll score goals against anybody. And he just snaps it. Look at that. Right up over the shoulder with a screen in front. 1-0 Rangers, an even strength goal.
Alexei Kovalov gets the Rangers on the board. Puck shot in. Jovanovski going for it. Berg is there. Centers. Van Beesbrook got the stick on it. Panthers break out. Martin Straka on the puck. Left side of Lowry. Broke it up. Jovanovski and Laws. Laws number 3. Jovanovski number 55. Kovalov for Graves and Messier at 4:24. Lowry. Collision with Karpovtsev. Samuelson breaks up the play and moves it to Flatley. Comes to Shepard for a shot. He scores! And the Panthers answer right back. The one-time Ranger, Ray Shepard, putting it through the legs of Mike Richter to tie it 1-1.
First shot on goal for Florida. Shepard's 14th goal of the season. That ties him with Mellenby for the team lead. And good team, Sam. After a goal, for or against, have good shifts. And Florida has a good one. You can see here, the puck along the boards, Flatley loses it. Samuelson's there. And then there's a screenshot right through Karpovtsev as the Rangers, for the first time in the first period, and it's only 5 minutes, 2 seconds old, lose the battle for the puck. Mike Richter was not set. He got caught moving when the shot was taken, and it beat him.
That last replay from the MCS Cannon goal cam. MCS Cannon, let us show you the possibilities. Rangers are whistled for icing. Rangers get a goal. Panthers answer back. We're tied at 1. A milestone point for Mark Messier with the assist on the Kovalov goal. It is point number 1,500 of his wonderful NHL career. Fifth man in NHL history to reach 1,500 points. And he's been climbing up.
The top 5 there. The only one never played for the Rangers was Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe.
Imagine that.
Well, if Gordie had played till he was 60.
Sooner or later. You know, what I said earlier, I disagreed with you on the Leach play where he was pulled down or tripped up. I think the referee was looking at him. I think it should have been a penalty. I agree with you.
Saved by Richter on the shot by Murphy, and Richter holds on. Those two goals came 36 seconds apart. The Rangers scored at 4:24. Kovalov is 10th from Graves and Messier, and then Shepard is 14th from Straka at 5:02.
Florida is a team that's second in the NHL in goals again. The Rangers are 8th, and we're already 1-1.
Panthers have been giving up a lot of goals. They had 3 games where they gave up 5. They gave up 5 to Philadelphia, 5 to Hartford, 5 to Ottawa, all road games. Then they got tight in Chicago and won 3-1 Friday night. Messier fires it in wide of the net. Graves to the puck. Messier with it. Leaves it to Driver. Down the boards to Kovalov. Checked by Rhett Warner.
Kovalov looks like he's really working here. He didn't have a strong game last night, but he started this game with Messier and Graves much stronger.
Richter out to move the puck around the boards. Graves able to clear the zone. 4 meetings between these two teams. 2 1-1 ties. One in Madison Square Garden, one in Florida. And 2 wins for the Panthers. 5-2 here in New York and 6-4 in Miami. Gretzky, puck knocked down by Mellenby. Svela pushes it ahead, and in comes Bill Lindsay. Lindsay shoots it. It's blocked by Vukovic. Vukovic and Lindsay, they've been battling for several years now.
Florida trying to establish that neutral zone now. See the Rangers 3 rushes in a row here, can't get through the neutral zone. And Florida is aggressive in the neutral zone, and what they do, and they're so good at it, is when they turn the puck over, in other words, get the puck, they go to offense within a flash.
Gretzky, cross by Sundstrom, he scores!
How about that?
They did it again! A beautiful 3-on-2. Gretzky sets up Sundstrom.
And you know, Sundstrom had to control the puck to get it up over top of Van Beesbroek. Take a look at the puck going deep into the Ranger zone. Florida's going to set up their trap, only they're so wide that it's that pass that's the key one from, I think it was Brian Leach. Now the Rangers can attack 3-on-3, and the back checker, who was Dvorak, I think, never went to the right man. He should have gone right over to Sundstrom. He didn't, and when that happened, Gretzky eats you up. Gretzky will eat you up. And you see that delay by Sundstrom? Sundstrom with a big delay. Van Beesbroek down and right up over top.
Doug was playing this time very upset with the linesman. He thinks it was an offside, John.
Oh, boy, he gets hot on the man.
Very, very hot. 2-1 Rangers. Sundstrom with his 14th goal of the season. Wayne Gretzky stretches his point-scoring streak to 12. Nemchinov goes in. His shot blocked.
We've seen a lot of action in this one already, haven't we?
Sundstrom from Gretzky and Robitaille at 7:01, giving the Rangers Rangers the lead. Whistle stops play with 12:29 to go in the first period. Upset Doug McLean behind the Florida. A goal last night, a goal tonight for Nicholas Sundstrom.
Was this offside?
Let's see.
Robitaille to Gretzky. Gretzky might have been over the line
Might have
before.
been.
You know, if that pass goes to Gretzky, it wouldn't have been offside, but Robitaille got it first, and here's where you'll be able to tell. Robitaille's got the puck. I don't know. It was a lot closer when we saw it there. Of course, we're at a different angle, but maybe it wasn't offside.
This is on tape.
Baby, he's hot. You know, Doug would love to coach in the All-Star game.
Al Trotwig's between the benches. Al, what'd you pick up?
Well, Sam, it's interesting. You know, Doug McLean is about 5 feet away from that. He held his hands about a yard apart and yelled to the linesman, hey, it was offside by that much. But as you can see, it wasn't that much.
It was close. Garpenlov. Now Red Warner trying to play it. Kovalov clears the zone. Gord Murphy's got it for Florida. 2-1, Rangers leading it. And Wayne Gretzky, who started play tonight, leading the NHL in scoring with 51 points, 1 point ahead of both Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr. Makes it 52 points. He leads the NHL in assists. And he picks up another one. He has scored points in 12 consecutive games. Wayne has now had the 2 longest point-scoring streaks in the NHL this season. 15 and now 12. Lidster is looking to play the puck. It was blocked. Kovalov intercepted. A turn and a shot by Fitzgerald was blocked in front. It goes through the crease. And Kovalov picks it up again. This time he fires out to Messier.
They didn't go through the middle.
Cross 2 lines, and they'll bring it back for a face-off.
Alexei living dangerously here. Oh, baby. You know, again, Florida's such a good back-checking team that's one of their strengths. However, on the goal by Nicholas Sundstrom, and again, I can't tell you what a smart shot that was. He waited till the goaltender, the Beezer, went down and went up over top. But when Florida back-checks, they generally don't make mistakes. Now, here's the Rangers on the rush. As you see, there's 3 of them. Now, we stop it there. It looks like that's going to be a matchup, so the defenseman goes here to pick up that man, and he's going to pick up him, right? Wrong. As the play goes into the middle, stop it there. Look at all these 3 guys, and there's only 2. That means Sundstrom's open over there. And when Gretzky sees that happen, man, does he make people pay for it. What a great pass and a great finish.
John, we talked a lot about the World Cup and its effect on the early parts of the season for the NHL. If there's someone who's benefited, I think, from World Cup play, it's Nicholas Sundstrom, because he has learned some offense. He's added offense to his game, and I think part of that had to do with playing in the World Cup.
Yeah, when he played for Sweden in the World Cup, he played with one of the best players in the World Cup, and that was Matt Sundin, and we've seen the season he's had in Toronto. He's been by a zillion miles Toronto's best player.
Matt's had a hat trick and 11 shots on goal last night.
He's an incredible hockey player. He really is. Now he's here playing with Wayne Gretzky, and he can fit in with people. He can fit in because he's brilliant defensively, plus he's starting to finish. But he's a brilliant, brilliant defensive forward.
Berg with the puck. And as Nicholas would say, I didn't play with Matt. Matt played with me.
Oh, yeah. And Matt would say, what this is that?
Beep. Karpatsev clears his zone to Robitaille. 2-1 Rangers, 10:25 to go in the first. Robitaille to Gretzky. Finds Samuelson, glove save, Van Beesbrook, and he holds it. Old Samuelson jumping into the offense on the same unit of 5 with Wayne Gretzky. What a marvelous streak Wayne Gretzky is on now. 12-game point-scoring streak. 5 goals, 19 assists, 24 points.
Plus 14, is it?
Plus 15 during the streak coming into tonight, and for the month of December, plus 13. This is just December.
And plus 14. Yeah.
That's right. Put another one in.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the 1+ here in the first period.
During this 12-game streak, he's not had a minus game. For those of you who are not familiar with plus-minus ratings, you get a plus when you're on the ice for a goal scored by your team at even strength or shorthanded, and a minus for a goal given up, even strength, or on a power play. His puck, Robitaille trying to clear, is checked by Spela. Jody Hull keeps it in. Mike Huff goes for the puck. And Skrudlin moving in. He's got the puck now. Karpatsev trying to take it away from Huff. Up the boards, out comes Gretzky. Joined by Robitaille and Samuelson. Gretzky's looking. Samuelson has gone to the net. Skrudlin tried to play it out. It was blocked. And Mike Huff moves it around. Gary Kartner 1 point ahead of the red-hot Philadelphia Flyers, who are unbeaten in their last 9.
That's what I was talking about when I mentioned that the coach for Florida, Doug McClain, a good coach, would like to coach in the All-Star game. So would Terry Murray. And the team with the most points after tonight's action, that head coach will be the coach. So it's either going to be Terry Murray of the Flyers or Doug McClain.
Saved by Richter on the shot by Radek Dvorak. Jovanovski is deep. Here's Mellenby around the net. Mellenby checked by Churla. Jovanovski shot is a save by Richter. Lidster with a hit. The back pass shot by Dvorak goes wide. Good quick one-timer by Radek Dvorak. Messier leads Lidster out. Noonan across. Down the boards comes Lidster. Fights through the check of Laws. Plays it across. Deflected off of Jovanovski. Lidster gets it to Messier. Jovanovski checks him. Now it's Noonan working against Dvorak. Jovanovski takes over. The Panthers without one of their top players, Rob Niedermeyer, who's a couple of weeks away, maybe about a little over a week away from returning to the lineup. He's had a knee injury. Icing his whistle. Rangers are leading 2-1. Doug McClain had a chat with the linesman during the TV timeout.
It was a good, calm discussion. The two linesmen actually talked to him, and Doug seems to have calmed down. What's over is over, and you try to move ahead. The Florida Panthers on a 6-game road trip, then they have 2 at home, then they have 5 in a row on the road over a 2-week period. So they're in the midst of the toughest part of their schedule. And he said he will not be happy with a 500 road record during all these road games. He wants more.
Side of the net. Puck moved out by Karkner. The Panthers are one of the top teams on the road in the NHL, but lately they've won only one of their last 5, and that was their last game after losing 4 straight. They got off to a super start on the road when they were 8-1-3. Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. John Van Beesbrook, the leading vote-getter in the Eastern Conference, and it looks like he will be the starting goalie for the East in the All-Star game in San Jose. And that'll be exciting for him. Big thrill.
I think so, absolutely. Absolutely. They've outshot their last 9 games, yet they still have a 500 record. Fitzpatrick played a great game in their last game in Chicago.
Yeah.
He was very good. Their team was outshot in that game, obviously. They play tomorrow night in Long Island, where I think Fitzpatrick will be the starter. He usually plays against the Islanders, and the Bees usually plays against the Rangers.
Yes. Fitzgerald with the puck. Now it's Johan Garpenlov. Garpenlov was out with a knee injury. He's just back. This is his 3rd game back after missing several weeks. Sundstrom plays it deep. Stopped by Murphy. Got knocked down from behind by Robitaille. Leach keeps the puck in. Murphy plays it again off the glass.
We haven't seen Gretzky set up in the office yet.
Fitzgerald moving it across. Offside. Florida on the play.
Darwin hit the whistle by Boom, and this game's starting to heat up a little bit, I think, Sam. Starting to get a little bit testy. They saw each other 4 times early in the season, and those were very testy games. Florida winning 2 and tying 2 of those 4 games.
John, something new has happened. St. Louis has scored a goal.
And Grant Fuhr's playing goal for them tonight. That automatically makes them a better hockey club. You know, they were shut out in Philadelphia, and St. Louis felt they played pretty well.
They finally broke that string of 3 straight shutouts. This is Rob Niedermeyer. We were talking about him. He's been out several weeks with a knee injury and hopes to be back around New Year's, either just before or just after New Year's.
He was hit during a home game by Grant Ledger. Ledger was suspended for 2 games with the hit that injured Niedermeyer. And what we don't see here with Niedermeyer not in the lineup is he usually plays against Mark Messier.
Kovalov with the puck. 2-1 Rangers leading it. Here comes Graves. Graves moving down on Straka. Set up for Messier. Shot deflected by Svela. Kovalov behind the net. Checked by Terry Karkner. Graves working against Straka. Dave Lowry will work his way clear. Now Svela. For Shepard. Shepard winds up and shoots. Save. Puck. Nice shot by Shepard. Boy,
got a great shot. Even when he's standing still, he has a great shot.
He is some kind of goal scorer. Lee Shepard.
You know, you look at this Florida team, Sam. It's Shepard and Mellenby on the right wing. Both on the right wing. Your left wingers have to be real sharp.
Last shot by Messier off the chest of Van Beesbrook. Florida changing on the fly. Kovalov's got the puck. Pass blocked. Kovalov trying to lift it ahead as the Rangers want to get a change. Jovanovski chased by Noonan. Driver sends it across and Spano plays it. 5:55 to go, first period. 2-1, Rangers leading it.
This game is developing into a game of picks right now. Both teams doing a lot of it. Florida club's always been exceptional with the picks.
Noonan with the hit on Spela brings a cheer from the crowd. Spela and Churla in a collision. Jovanovski up the boards and another hit. And Churla got knocked down.
Jovanovski pulled his sweater from behind and pulled him down to the ice.
Laws laying it into the Rangers zone where Richter stops it. Shots are 9-6 in favor of the Rangers, who lead 2-1. Goals by Kovalov and Sundstrom. Ray Shepard scoring for Florida. Driver all the way across, and the crowd into it with a "Let's Go Rangers" chant. Rangers 3 games over 500, 4th in the East. They've won 4 in a row for the first time this season. Here's Robitaille across. He shoots, save, Van Beesbrook who covers up. 4:51 to go in the first period. Luc Robitaille riding a 3-game goal-scoring streak. Shane Churla has been involved physically thus far in the game, John.
He's taking hits. He's throwing a few. There's Nemchinov playing his man. Now here's where Churla moves in. Spela meets up with him, and then Churla moves right through everybody and moves into Jovanovski. That's his game. And here, Jovanovski pulled down Churla from behind, pulling his jersey. No call. And Rhett Warner, by the way, one of the better defensemen right now for Florida, has gone to the locker room, and he appeared to be limping as he left.
Bouncing puck kicked away by Van Beesbrook. Morak able to clear the zone. Bukaboom goes to the puck. Off the leach. Partner takes it for Florida.
That's where Churla can be valuable, Sam. With that type of forecheck and hitting and doing it at a high tempo, and there should have been a penalty called, and that would have really completed a strong shift for him.
Robitaille's stick was being held by Mellanby, not detected by the referee, who was across the ice. Here's Mellanby moving with the puck, winds up, long drive into the midsection of Richter. He holds it in the glove, gets the whistle, stopping play.
Guess who was in front of the net? Billy Lindsay, whom you're looking at. Guess who was holding him up?
Jeff Bukaboom. Yeah. Gotta be. If there's Lindsay, there's Bukaboom.
The more things stay the same, huh?
Big Book.
The Rangers coaching staff felt that in recent games, at times, even though they've been winning, there hasn't been smart play at the blue lines. There hasn't been enough hitting. There hasn't been enough pace to their game. We've seen quite a bit of it here in the first period. The shots are 11-7 Rangers. I think the Rangers have played a much better first period than what we saw last night.
Yeah, last night was only the 4th time in the last 30 games, John, that they've trailed after the first period.
Wow.
They were down 1-0, but they've been a good starting team. And they lead 2-1 right here. Messier chased in Graves for the face-off against Chris Wells, the former Pittsburgh Penguin. Wells, number 23. Former first-round draft pick of the Penguins. Came over for Stu Barnes in the deal earlier. And Beesbrook fires it up the middle. It's going all the way down wide of the net. It'll be an icing on the Panthers. Not what Van Beesbrook wanted.
No, and will the coaching staff go with the young centerman Wells for the defensive draw, or will they go with a more established player for that face-off in their own zone? Messier will go opposite whomever it is. And it looks like
fans cheering the league leaders in scoring, but they have the wrong scoring total on the board. You have 14, 37, 55. Lend them your calculator.
Maybe I did it for them, Sam. And Wells looks like he will take the draw. The idea of Wells, no, they're going to have.
And this is the correct version with the 1 point added for tonight.
Faceoffs have been even in this game at 9 apiece. And here's Fitzgerald takes the draw.
Wow, great save by Van Beesbrook on a quick shot. Back chasing it, and this is an icing on the Rangers. You saw the numbers on Sundin. Last night, Toronto won in Colorado, which was a surprise, and Sundin had 11 shots on goal and had a hat trick to lead the Maple Leafs to a 6-2 win.
Is Forsberg back?
I'll have to check that. I don't think so, but I'll check.
A good win by Messier over Fitzgerald, who took the face-off in place of Wells. See, Fitzgerald's a right-handed shot. He wanted to push the puck to the boards. Wells is a left-handed shot, so the Panthers used that strategy. And Van Beesbroek, who iced the puck, had to make a pretty good save off of Kovalov.
Face-off close.
Messier taking the draw again, not Messier. Maybe Messier's elbow is bothering him, Sam.
Messier hit along the boards. The last face-off, he was chased in the circle. He was going to take it.
This time he wasn't. He just took a hit by Wells, and Mark's hand, a stick flew out of his hand, so you wonder about the grip.
Forsberg did not play last night for Colorado. Robertson swings it around the boards for Kovalov. 3:15 to go in the period. Trying to lead Messier. It's taken it back by the Panthers. Jovanovski moves it in. Tapping it to Robertson. Moves it up to Graves. Now Messier. Kovalov down the right side. Off the boards. He moves in on Parker. Looking for Messier. Was all alone in front. And Parker right. Kovalov hides in the boards.
But he ever...
Helmet pops off.
Kartner had Kovalov exposed, and he took a run at him, and Graves has gone at Kartner a little bit. And it wasn't a dirty play, but it was a mean play.
Driver trying to get away from the hook of Straka.
Rangers have used that cross-ice pass to neutral zone stand pretty effectively.
Chinov pouring down the boards. Puck pops loose. The shot by Berg is a save. The rebound is loose, and Kartner's got it. Intercepted by Berg. Good hard shift by Nemchinov has forced a couple of turnovers. He's tripped up, penalty call.
There's been a lot of that going on in this game.
Rangers get a power play.
And again, the bench unhappy over at the Florida side, but it's a penalty. I mean, Kartner's stick knocked the feet right out of from underneath Nemchinov, and it's something the Rangers have been working hard, draw the power play here.
Nemchinov came off the bench hard, John.
Yes,
he had a hit along the boards.
Real good shift, and Kartner had a long shift, Sam. A real long shift. Now watch him take right here, Kovalov. Man, he never even saw. That was not a... That could have been a penalty. He ripped his helmet off and everything else. Look at it. Kartner takes him down and forgets about the puck and then takes a run at him, rips the helmet off his head, and Zaworski let that go too. Now here's Kartner later in the shift with Nemchinov. Nemchinov will try to stop to see how he gets his feet knocked out. The Florida bench reacted, getting upset with it. Look at them all standing there and everybody yelling at the referee, but it's a penalty. Boy, they're emotional on their bench. Now here's where Messier got hit by the big kid Wells, and the stick flew right out of his hand. Messier took 6 faceoffs. He won 3, lost 3. Didn't take the last couple. You wonder if maybe the arm's bugging him a little bit.
There's Messier on the bench as Gretzky's line starts the power play. Kartner for tripping at 17:49. Rangers' second power play. They're 0 for 1. They had 4 shots on goal and scored just after the power play ended. Leach to Driver. Driver shoots, save Van Beesbroek, rebound out the post. The horn sounded, it did not go in. The fans are cheering, it did not go in, it went off the post.
Absolutely did not go in.
Hoffman's got the puck and drops it down the boards. Leach takes over. Robitaille almost had it. Banged off the post and came out. The foghorn sounded, the cheers went up. The referee waved no goal, and the red light never went on. Richter leaves it for Driver. Minute 15 to go in the power play. Minute 25 to go in the first period. 2-1 Rangers. Gretzky tried to hit Leach. Lindsay got a piece of it. Lindsay and Fitzgerald with Laws and Murphy for Florida. Karpatsev has come on, replacing Driver. Robitaille goes off. Sundstrom comes on. Leach rushes in. Tapped away by Svela. And Robert Svela sends it out to Bill Lindsay. Karpatsev back. Lindsay holding. Less than a minute to go in the first period. Back to Jovanovski. Drives it down the ice. Good kill by the Panthers. Leach moving up. Now it's Messier. On the boards, Leach. Graves looking for it. Panthers able to clear all the way down. Time for one more rush for the Rangers. Bob Store's intermission report coming up. Al will be talking with Wayne Gretzky live in the studio. Bob Page with an update at the MSG Sports Desk. Set up for Graves, broke it up. Karpatsev shoots. He scores! Alexander
for everything they've gotten here. It's now a 3-1 lead with only 20.3 seconds to go. This bomb with a rolling puck by Karpatsev is just inside the goalpost. Leach joins into the play, puts the puck in front, and ends up with Karpatsev. It's just a bomb of a shot right inside the goalpost. 3-1 Rangers, and they deserved it, Sam. They played a great first period against a very good hockey club.
John, in 5 of the last 6 games, the Panthers have had one period in those games in which they've given up 3 or more goals.
The Rangers have initiated the play. They've drawn power plays. Could have drawn a lot more. And they played a smart, good, hard, aggressive first period.
And you can hear the cheers of the crowd. Alexander Karpatsev with his second goal of the season, a power play goal from Graves and Leach in 1939. And Doug McLean looking out. Very upset. Meanwhile, Nicholas Sundstrom, one of the goal scorers for the Rangers, who take a 3-1 lead to the locker room. A good start to this game for the Rangers, who are 3-1 in the second game of back-to-back games this season. They lost to Florida in the second game of the season. First time they played back-to-back games, and then they've won the last 3. Doug McLean heads off. Rangers 17 shots on goal. Getting goals from Kovalov, Sundstrom, and Karpatsev. Right now standing by is Sal Messina with Rangers assistant coach Dick Todd. Red light.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Dick, a lot of intensity out there.
No question. Both teams are working extremely hard. We capitalized on some chances by putting the puck upstairs on a goalie that likes to cover the lower half of the net.
Is that a game plan?
Well, anytime you play Van Beesbroek, he's so quick down low and covers the net down there so effectively that sometimes your shooters start to try to make that play upstairs and miss the top of the net, and you don't get many shots as a result. But tonight we were patient and we were accurate with our shots, and they paid off.
Okay, thank you, Dick.
Thank you, Tom.
Sam, back to you in 5-hole.
Thank you, Red Light. Rangers with the 3-1 lead. Standing by, Al and Wayne Gretzky. We'll be right back.
Happy holidays from all of us at MSG as we embark on the Bob Stores intermission report. The Rangers striking 3 times in that first period, and that one with only 20 seconds left really had to hurt the Florida Panthers. Wayne Gretzky joins us. And Wayne, I really find it hard to find something that you probably wanted to do before the game started that you weren't able to do the way you wanted to do it.
Well, I think the biggest key to being successful against this team is to work the puck down low as much as possible. You know, they really clog the middle of the ice, and they really play patient defensive style game. So what we're trying to do is open up the ice, and by going deep and trying to get them, the players go back and freeing some of our defensemen. As you saw, we had a lot of point shots that period. And, you know, we wanted to create some power plays, and that's what happened. We were able to score.
Great run for you, and this line that you play with is really developing. We're going to take a look at a goal that was scored in the first period, but only you 3 know the sacrifices that have been made in practice with the extra time, the coaches, the plans that go into this. Well, tell me exactly how much time and effort went into creating this run. It didn't just happen, did it?
Well, we're really playing with instinct right now, and I think that the game today is played at such a high pace that, you know, a lot of times you got to be able to throw the puck without really knowing that or seeing that where the guy is and knowing that he's going to be there. The 3 of us have been able to do that. Luke's played very hard. He's really going on that, and he's getting his chances. And we know he's a goal scorer. He's going to score goals. And Sonny's kicking in with some goals right now. He's really playing strong offensive hockey. We know his defensive abilities, and you know, right now offensively he's playing as good as he's probably ever played. So right now we're happy as a line that we're playing well. But I think it's a direct result is that we're really working hard, and I think that we're reaping the benefits of hard work.
Team Christmas party is always a time for everybody to get together with their families and bond a bit. You happen to have a gorgeous family, but from what we were able to tell, your wife was very, very picky from a hockey standpoint. Needed the right stick to have the good feel in the game. Is she always this picky?
She very competitive, and you know, as you can see right here, she was complaining that she didn't have the right stick, so I had to run in back and get her the right stick. But my son now, he's 6 years old, and it's the first year where he really has gotten a bite and an itch to play the game, and you know, it's really exciting for me to take him to the rink now and knowing that he really loves to play. So My wife and I have had just as much fun doing that as we have coming to the Ranger games.
And the little guy's a bit of a ham. He was the first one to go ho, ho, ho in our pregame, so it's great to see. Thanks a lot, Wayne.
All right, thank you, Rob.
Happy holidays to you and your family, and, of course, to all of you. As we continue between periods 1 and 2, you'll get highlighted and updated. Rangers up 3-1. Bye.
Bob Page back with you on our Bob Stores Intermission Report. What a storybook conclusion to the clueless Kotite era today. The Jets blew a big lead. Then, of course, they committed a critical turnover in the waning seconds. It all added up to a 31-28 Giant Stadium loss to the Miami Dolphins. Kotite and company had a 14-0 lead late first half. Miami came back and put the game away here when Dan Marino hit Randall Hill in stride for 50 yards in the second half. That made it 31-21. A nice touch of class when Wayne Krebet did give Kotite the ball after a late Jets touchdown. But ironically, it was Krebet with a rare mistake, fumbling in the waning seconds. It took away Kotite's last chance at a victory. He concludes this year a sterling 1-15.
Can this be a good football team with a different coach, do you think?
I think it can be a good football team without a doubt. Yep, I think we've got a lot of good players. I think we certainly have a lot more good players now than we did when we got here, without a doubt, especially on offense.
Meanwhile, the Giants were also at the Meadowlands today cleaning out their lockers. Players saying goodbye to each other and to the coaching staff, no doubt for good. Dave Brown even apologized to apparently outgoing Dan Reeves today for not playing better.
I think Dave has been a stand-up guy. You know, that's one of the great strengths I think he's got is that, you know, he's never laid the blame on somebody else. He's always looking at himself to see where he could improve, and, you know, we both realized we didn't get the job done.
The announcement on Reeves should come tomorrow, and the Cardinals today fired head coach Rich Brooks after just 2 years on the job there. We'll have more in 60 seconds. Yes, I meant to say, of course, the Rams had fired Rich Brooks. We'll have much more, though, in the National Football League. The Jets and Giants post-game college basketball from day coming up on our full 30-minute edition of the MSG Sports Desk after the Ranger game at 10:30.
Rosen, John Davidson, Al Trotwig at Madison Square Garden. The Bob Stores Intermission Report highlights, and the Rangers score first, John.
When you play the Panthers, there's a lot of work along the boards, and here you can see the Rangers as they control the boards. Kovalov will find some time. He'll move in, and you heard Dick Todd, the Rangers assistant coach, talk about going high, right over the shoulder of the Beezer. A good, accurate wrist shot. The Rangers had themselves a Kovalov goal.
Quick response by the Panthers.
Yeah, they come right back within a minute. They have a strong shift. And Ray Shepard, he reminds me of Phil Esposito. No matter where the shot comes from, it just seems to find a hole. That time Richter was moving, didn't seem to be set for it. Shepard scored on the Panthers' first shot on goal.
Here's a Ranger great rush up the ice.
Boom. Leach across the ice with that diagonal pass breaking the trap to Sundstrom, to Robitaille, to Gretzky, and then even another pass. Sundstrom, a little delay, and the shot. Every Ranger touched the puck. They did a great job moving up the ice, scoring on the rush.
And then the late goal late in the first period on the power play.
You'll see Driver.
Oh, I'm sorry. This one is
earlier. It was 2-1 and almost 3-1 here as Robitaille snaps the puck over the shoulder again up high, but it goes off the goal post. It remained 2-1 at the time in favor of the Rangers.
Now comes the power play goal.
Yeah, you'll see Kovalov gain the zone and give the puck to Leach. He kind of quarterbacks the puck to the middle of the ice. The Rangers get a break here as it jumps off Graves back to Karpovtsev. And again, another high shot. Did he ever blast it off the goal post or just inside it? 3-1 Rangers at the end of one hit, 17 shots.
Good period for the Rangers. We'll be back with the second right after this. We're back. First period scoring summary brought to you by Hertz. For business, for pleasure. Nobody does it exactly like Hertz. Kovalov at 4:24. 38 seconds later, Shepard tied it. Then Sundstrom at 7:01 from Gretzky. Karpovtsev's power play goal at 19:39 made it 3-1. Rangers 17 shots and the Panthers 7. Rangers 1 for 2 on the power play. Panthers did not have a power play. We are set to start the second period. See the neutral zone turnovers. Rangers 10, Panthers 9. Gretzky, Sundstrom, Robitaille, Samuelson, and Karpovtsev for the Rangers. Skrudland, Huff, Hull, Kartner, and Spela for Florida.
Sam, you talked about those neutral zone turnovers. The Rangers generated more offense than the Panthers did off the neutral zone turnovers.
Sundstrom to Gretzky, tips it ahead. Robitaille and Spela go for it. Gretzky there. Skrudland takes over. Kept captain of the Panthers, moves it to Robert Svela.
Panthers down to 5 defensemen. Rhett Warner is not returned. We believe he either has a groin or a hamstring injury, and we will try to show that to you when we get a chance.
Panthers come out of the zone. One-time Ranger Jody Hull started his NHL career with Hartford. High cup. Shot deflected off of Carpet into the crowd. Now, if we can, we're going to take a look at what happened to Rhett Warner, the young defenseman, who's the leading plus player on the Florida Panthers. He's out right now.
That's Rhett Warner lining up for the defensive zone draw, and you'll see the Panthers break out of the zone with the puck, and watch him take off right through the middle on his own. He's going to jump into the play, try to provide offense as a defenseman. He's gaining the center ice line right here, and he just pulls up. Stops right there and turns. Now watch him head to the bench on the left side here, and he's in pain. Now I think it looks like it's some form of an injury, hamstring, groin injury from skating, and he just pulled up lame like a sprinter does in a 100-yard dash.
Pass across 2 lines. That'll be brought back. Rhett Warner will not return. Last word we had from the Panthers locker room is that he was changing into his street clothes. Panthers will miss him. He's been a good young defenseman. Early in the season, they were trying to get him going. He was sitting out a few games, but once he's been inserted regularly, he's played well.
Yeah, Lindy Ruff does a nice job. Actually, the Panthers have a good, strong coaching staff, and that's obvious.
Wayne Sutter's the other
Sutter, Lindy Ruff, and Doug McLean. And Lindy Ruff works really hard with the defenseman.
Messier ties up Lindsay. Mellenby working against Leach. Back in the corner, it's Lindsay and Messier. Loose puck as Dvorak was held up by Bukaboom. Mellenby against Leach. Good man-to-man coverage by the Rangers. Here's Dvorak's pass in front of him all the way through, and Leach bangs it off the boards and out. Kovalov. Hooked by Dvorak. Stays with the puck. It back to Bukaboom. That pass missed connection and will be an icing as Jovanovski gets there for the touch. We were a minute 42 seconds into the second period. And remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser, and doubly so this holiday season. From all of us here at MSG Network, we wish you a Merry Christmas and all the joys of the holiday season.
And all you little guys and girls listening, I hope Santa Claus is good to you. Have a great time.
Hey, he's listening. There you go, number 1. Straka on the face-off against Nemchinov, and Nemchinov won it. Driver comes out with the puck. Straka takes it away. Straka, Lowry, and Shepard for Florida with Karkner and Laws. Driver has the puck. Driver and Lidster. Nemchinov flatly. And Berg for the Rangers. Reflects on goal. Van Beesbroek covers up side of the net. Laws and Berg meet up.
They got after one another. Laws leading penalty minute man for Florida. Sam, he's tough. He's not a real big guy, you know. When you think about, well, he's 216, but he's 6'1", but he's tough. When he drops the gloves, he's a real tough guy. The third line of the Rangers really trying to do the job. This is their type of game. A game they'll be played along the boards quite a bit. Let's see Van Beesbroek hang on, and Berg, one hand on his stick trying to get there. A little facial. Tony Campbell warned his team. Florida's a club that is not huge and mean and dirty, but they're team tough, and they get in your face. They'll rub your face with facials a lot, and you have to be able to take some of it and not react and take bad penalties and such. So far, the Rangers haven't taken penalties, but that last play was a classic example. Laws put his glove right into the face of Berg, gave him a facial, and Berg didn't react by doing something silly with his stick and taking a penalty.
Driver shot hit flatly. Loose along the boards, flatly hustling forward. Lowry with a hit on Nemchinov. Now Laws checks Nemchinov. Hard battles along the boards. Nemchinov with another strong shift. Save Van Beesbroek on the screen shot. Flatley's got it. His shot is a save by Van Beesbroek. Got loose, and he dove on top.
Here's Nemchinov.
And there they go. Flatley's in there. Nemchinov is in there.
There was a play where, again, the Rangers, a good deflection from the point shot that Van Beesbroek made a good save on. Nemchinov's winning faceoffs. They're doing a nice job of it here. And here with Van Beesbroek out of the net, Nemchinov tried to find the loose puck. and he got gang tackled.
Carter
was there.
Sorry, John. He scores 2 or 3 turnovers along the board.
Oh, yeah. When you play Florida again, another strong part of their game is the board work. And you have to be good along the boards. Look at Nemchinov. He's powerful. Laws is on him there after Lowry had been there. There's Nemchinov win the puck. Now watch this deflection. That's a beauty. And Van Beesbrook with a great save. Now watch Van Beesbrook here leave his net to get the loose puck. Nemchinov goes after the puck for just a split second, and he gets attacked. And then you see Flatley come into Kartner after Kartner had given Nemchinov a bump. Watch Nemchinov, 1 man, 2 men, help from Flatley. He beats 3 men. Now here's the deflection. What a beauty. And then Nemchinov and Flatley battle some more. Now watch Nemchinov go after the puck here for just a second, and then he gets...
Kartner over him.
Goes with him, and the Rangers protect Nemchinov.
First settling down, and Paul Dvorsky will hand out some penalties.
Shots are 20-8 in favor of the Rangers. We're 2.5 minutes into the second period.
Brett Hull has scored a goal for St. Louis. They're leading the L.A. Kings in St. Louis 2-1 in the second period. Flatley will sit 2. Kartner will sit 2. And the teams will skate 4 aside. 2:28 at the time of the penalties. Flatley for roughing, Kartner for charging. Teams skate 4 aside, and a strong shift for Nemchinov, Flatley, and Berg. We're talking about St. Louis. Ron Caron, the interim general manager, on Mike Keenan's system. It's a weird system when you lead the league in too many men on the ice penalties.
You know, the last couple of days, the Blues have worked a lot. Of course, they haven't scored any goals, but they've been working a lot. Actually, you know, Colorado and Edmonton have 2 more minutes apiece in the bench minor end of it, but they've worked on their power play, and they've worked on a few things the players have commented about. The practices seem to be a little more fun. They have to start turning it around, start winning some games, though.
Any late word on who would become the permanent head coach?
No, I still think Joel Quenneville, and he has not been approached in Colorado, will be. And I think before it's over, he'll be their head coach. And that's just me speculating.
Skating 4 aside. Gretzky tied up with Murphy. Gretzky goes down. Fans react. Murphy takes the puck and heads up ice. Murphy, Jovanovski, Hull, and Fitzgerald for Florida. Garford 7, Samuelson with Gretzky and Sundstrom in a 4-on-4 skating situation. Rangers holding a 3-1 lead. All the goals in the first period. Here's Sundstrom to Gretzky. Gretzky stopped at the line by Jovanovski. Now outscored Murphy. Played with Philadelphia and Boston before going to Florida. Mellenby checked by Leach. Pass fired across. Bukaboom the intercept. He leads Messier. A little too far, and Laws will play it. Mellenby for Dvorak. Dvorak sends it back. Paul Laws. Messier and Graves with Leach and Bukaboom for the Rangers. There's Laws carrying in. Richter stops it for Bukaboom. Laws winds up. His shot goes way wide. Dvorak and Leach go into the corner. Bukaboom took down Mellenby, not detected by the referee. Laws keeps it in for Florida. Now it's Leach. 20 seconds to go in the 4-on-4.
Kartner in the penalty box. Florida down to 4 defensemen, Sam. Their defensemen cannot afford to take penalties in this game.
Smela with a good play on Graves allows Martin Straka to bring the puck out. One-time 30-goal scorer in Pittsburgh. Straka not been able to find that scoring touch again. Richter stops play at the top of the crease. Team's back in full strength. 15:31 to go, second period. There's Martin Straka. We're talking about him. Off to a great start in his career with Pittsburgh, but naturally that was with Lemieux, and he was going well, but his scoring has tailed off as they still search for him to provide some scoring for the Panthers. Straka scoring 30 goals in the 93-94 season in 84 games. Since then, he scored only 20 goals in 145 games. Ottawa. There's Straka wrap around right through the crease. Had a chance there. Jovanovski fires in front. Driver blocked it. Straka and Noonan battle for it. Shepard. Jovanovski off the stick. Lowry goes for it. Strong shift here by the Panthers.
Yeah, right about now the Panthers want to up-tempo and board work their game. And knowing the Rangers played last night on the road and Florida was the home. Actually, they were here in New York resting.
Back pass. Shot by Murphy, went off a skate, then deflects again wide, and Evgenov gets to it. Up ahead for Noonan, and out to Churla. Left away by Murphy. Rangers regain control. Lister drives it in. Ryan Spudlin. 14:30 to go, second period. Gretzky plays it to Noonan. Churla hit by Jovanovski hard. And the whistle stops play. Some rough play in the corner. Churla maintains his cool.
Yeah, he took a pretty good run at Skrudlin, hit him good, hit him hard, and then Jovanovski a few seconds later came over and put a pretty hard lick into Shane Churla. And everybody calmly reacts. Here's Murphy not picking up Churla. Churla got around him and took the body nicely there. As the puck goes back into the corner, you watch Churla battle, and Jovanovski will move right in and drive Churla and then give a couple of shots and pushes to the back of the head. 6 were down.
Close to a hitting from behind.
Yeah.
Very close. Svela pushes it to Karkner, but he's tied up. Sundstrom taking the puck away. Gretzky behind the net. Hasn't been able to set up there. Gretzky does have an assist in the game on a great rush. Led to Sundstrom's goal. Here's Svela at the point. Samuelson moves it to Sundstrom. Across to Robitaille. Play by Karkner. And ball sends it into the Rangers zone where Samuelson deflects it over the glass into the crowd.
Not seeing nearly as many shots on goal in this period. We've seen 2 by the Panthers and 3 by the Rangers in 6 minutes and 10 seconds of this period. Interesting to think about the Flyers. They were the runner-up, or pardon me, the Panthers. They were the runner-up in the Paul Coffey sweepstakes. Florida was in the hunt, not as serious as Philadelphia. Philadelphia made the deal. And I was told by Jimmy Rutherford when Coffey was gone to Philadelphia, one of the things they got back was the first-round draft choice. They are going to try to trade the first-round draft choice for a big winger. Hartford feels they need a big, rugged winger, and so they're going to try to do that. He's not saying he will, but he's going to try to do it before the trade deadline. But the Panthers wanted Coffey, didn't get him. The Flyers wanted Coffey, did get him, and they're the top 2 teams in the conference.
And in about 10 minutes, the Flyers get started in Philadelphia, going after another shutout. Get started in Chicago, against the Blackhawks. Here's Messier with Graves. Svela back. Messier shoots, save Van Beesbrook, and Jody Hull there to clear it away.
That one didn't go high.
Jody Hull brings it across. Whacked by Buchanan with a stick, cleared from in front by Leach. Leach plays the puck off the skate of Mike Huff. Comes to Kovalov. Trying to clear the zone. He does. 10 to go in the second. No scoring here in the second period. Kovalov trying to take it away from Svela. They battle in the corner. Karkner and Graves along the boards. Kovalov's helmet keeps coming off. Oh, this wasn't his helmet. It's a glove. His glove is off as he continues the battle. Down the other way, Garpenlov and Driver. Driver takes down Garpenlov, gets called for penalty. It's an interference call. Driver will go, and the Panthers get their first power play of the game. With 12:50 to go in the second, and the Rangers leading 3-1. Driver for interference at 7:10. First power play of the game for the Panthers.
Just seconds before the driver penalty, Kovalov was working the boards. Watch his feet get pulled out here by Svela. Look at that. Yow! Not called. And about 8 seconds later, Driver was defending and interfering, as you see here. Garpenlov trying to go through and around him, and Bruce knocks him down. Both of those were penalties.
Rangers clear off the face-off. Panthers are 9th in the league on the power play with 24 power play goals scored in 33 games. They were 2 for 5 in Chicago Friday night. Mellenby had both of those, and here's Mellenby with the puck.
And both of them scored by Mellenby right on the top of the goal crease.
They're 6 for 21 in the last 5 games on the power play. Jovanovski, long shot, blocked in front by Leach, and he brings it out. Goes to Messier onside. Messier to the net. He scores! Short-handed goal. Van Beesbrook gambled and lost.
Yeah, I didn't think. Well, first of all, the Panthers took the shot. Melody was standing in front. Leach blocked the shot. And I didn't think the Rangers saw Messier right away. Johnny Busick is now tied for all-time goal scoring with 5:56. Messier ties him. Here's Leach with the block. Now, does Leach see Messier? I don't know. Boom. I thought maybe he was close to a two-line pass, and then Messier with that great speed was gone. Van Beesbroek gambled, and the gamble lost. Messier will see right here. Leach has the puck. He's gone. Right over center ice. Breakaway short-handed, and he went around the Beezer. 4-1 Rangers.
Messier ties Adam Graves for the league lead in short-handed goals with 4. Vela. Mellenby turns his shot as a save by Richter, and he holds it.
Yeah, that goal earlier that Doug McLean was complaining about regarding the offside was not offside. With Gretzky, we showed that. This one here was real close. Messier, if he would have, if Leach sees him immediately, there's no way he would have been offside with a two-line pass. But Leach didn't see him at first. And you'll see the shot here. Great play by Leach. He's got Mellenby, sees the puck, boots it ahead. Now, look at Messier at the top of your screen.
Boy, that is close.
Really close. Wow. Tough again to see it from that angle. Take another look at it. Leach finally sees Messier, and boom. Maybe that was close. That was closer to offside than onside, I think.
I believe so, John.
And the Rangers take advantage of it. Messier, with all that speed, went right around a goalie. The Rangers' 8th shorthanded goal of the season. No one in the league has 8. They have 8. They've only given up 1. No one has given up fewer. The Rangers' special teams have been, especially with the shorthanded end of it, have been special.
All right, let's see. Here it is, John. Freeze and...
The linesman's right again.
Onside.
The linesman's right again. Oh, my. Tell you what, I don't know how sometimes they do it at that speed. And here I am. We've had 8 looks at it.
We have super
slow-mo. And I'm sitting right at center ice up high. Yeah, great job by the linesman.
We've got MCS cam and gold cam. We've got sky cam. We've got super freeze. And, oh, man. And the linesman got it right on the first look.
Are you expecting gifts at your house? You keep mentioning all these companies.
Messier with his 17th, his 4th shorthanded goal of the season from Leach at 7:44. 42 seconds to go in the driver penalty. Graves with a takeaway. Leach made a great play to block the shot and then turn it into an offensive chance.
And with Mellenby standing right there, he sure did.
Vela moves it to Lowry. Leach sends it down the ice. You're surprised Van Beesbroek gambled charging out at Messier like that?
I mean, it's such a split decision. I mean, you just got to do it so quickly. Yeah, maybe I am somewhat.
Nice shot. Saved by Richter. The rebound still loose. Rangers playing.
Van Beesbroek's had a great year, Sam, but right now he's not near the top of his game and hasn't been for about 10 days or so. And when you're not in the top of your game, as the teams are now at even strength, you know, when you gamble, generally it goes wrong.
Gretzky with a takeaway in the corner hit the side of the net. Teams are back at full strength. Panthers 0 for 1 on the power play. Rangers have a power play goal and a shorthanded goal and a 4-1 lead. Gretzky got it through to Samuelson. Down for Robitaille. Murphy checks him. Played by Noonan. Noonan moving with the puck. Sundstrom was on the penalty-killing unit. That's why Noonan is on with Gretzky and Robitaille.
Dvorak staying with Gretzky behind the net. Wouldn't let Gretzky get the puck a moment ago. That's the Florida game plan for Gretzky in the offense.
Here's Dvorak moving with the puck. Now it's Mike Huff. Going hard to the net was Garpenlov. Puck came all the way through. That shot deflected behind the net. Moved by Carpentsev. 4-1 Rangers with 10 minutes to go in the second. Samuelson sends it in. A double milestone night for Mark Messier. Got his 1,500th point earlier. Got his 556th career goal to tie Johnny Busick for 12th all-time. Save made by Richter on Jody Hull. Robitaille moving against Paul Laws, who throws him down. Referee watched it. Across comes Jody Hull looking. The trailer is parked there, but it went off his stick. Back for the puck. That's Flatley. Round for Nepchino. Still has it, and able to work it out of the zone. Flatley is hit hard by Laws in the open ice. Laws is shaking it. He's the one hurt. Oh, yeah, he's limping. with the puck along the boards. Back past the driver. His shot sneaks through, and Van Beesbroek, who didn't see it coming, was there to block it. He was down low.
Laws
made
stood
the
up.
save, and now they go at one another here.
Laws stood up and threw a hit into Flatley, and Laws took the worst of it. It looked like a right leg on right leg, and I was worried about one of the two players maybe injuring a knee, Sam. Laws earlier had Robitaille on the far boards and brought his arms up right over top and threw Robitaille down to the ice. The play continued, and here's Flatley cutting to his left with a puck, and Laws stood right up into him. Actually, it was more hip on hip.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy, that was some collision. They both got up, and Laws got up much slower. They've already lost a defenseman, and maybe their best defenseman. That's Warner, due to an injury. The MCS Cannon goal cam, look at this shot as it deflects slowly through. Van Beesbroek finds it with Nemchinov in front, and we have a face-off coming up.
That was a look from the MCS Cannon goal cam. MCS Cannon, let us show you the possibilities.
Saw on the bench a moment ago, Laws trying to work off the effects of that injury. Jovanovski was having words a moment ago with someone. He's opposite Shane Churla now. Jovanovski didn't fight much the first couple of years. This season, he's been doing quite a bit of it.
Nemchinov, Churla, and Berg for the Rangers. Wells, number 23, with Fitzgerald. In the corner. Churla went down. Jovanovski's there. Berg is there. Wells plays the puck to Smela. Fitzgerald, Garpenlov, and Wells the line for Florida. Lidster sends it around the boards. Churla runs into Jovanovski with a hard shoulder check. They push and shove at one another. They're still going at one another. Jovanovski dropped the gloves and starts throwing punches. Churla did not. Churla restrained himself. Jovanovski's going off.
Jovanovski may have landed a punch, though, Sam. I think he threw a punch.
I think he may have reopened that cut alongside of the eye of Shane Churla.
Both sides.
On both sides, yeah.
Well, he's had a shift here, Sam, where he's been in Jovanovski's face. And Jovanovski's been in Churla's face at both ends of the ice here.
Rangers are going to be shorthanded on a call that I question here, John. Let's see.
Well, Churla and Jovanovski line up for the face-off, and they battle along the boards. Jovanovski knocks Churla down there. They battle and battle. Berg is there. And then at the other end of the ice, they battle some more. Churla and Jovanovski. Jovanovski's picking Churla off. Churla goes back at him. Now, see the punch?
Now, Jovanovski has dropped his gloves and has thrown punches, and he got 2 minutes for roughing.
Yeah.
Churla got 4 minutes, 2 for cross-checking and 2 for roughing. I disagree with that call.
Oh, yeah. Around the league this season, how many times have we seen players drop gloves, throw punches, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 punches, and not been given a fighting mate?
And I think what I disagree with most, John, is for the first time in 3 games, Shane Churla showed discipline and did not drop his gloves, as he was told not to do, and he winds up getting the extra penalty, the extra minor. So the Rangers are shorthanded.
At times, it's been very strange. Very, very strange at times.
Minute 15 to go in the power play for Florida. They're second of the game. They're 0 for 1, had 2 shots on the first. Rangers holding a 4-1 lead with 7:35 remaining in the second period. Kovalov with a takeaway, kept in by Smela. Shot high off the glass. Shepard getting it back to Murphy. Murphy down the boards for Shepard. Shepard, Mellenby, and Straka up front for Florida. Mellenby holding. Moving in, fakes, pass across. They try to move it. Great save by Richter, sliding across. Shepard was at the side of the net waiting for the puck to come to him. And Rangers clear. Leach goes off. Bukaboom goes off. This is Garpenlov against Samuelson. Give away and a clear by Sundstrom. Messier and now Graves has come on to join him. With Carpet 7 Samuelson, the Rangers penalty killing unit. Ball Laws with the puck. Now it's Terry Carton. Stopped by Samuelson. Final seconds of the power play. Flatley serving the extra 2. And the double-minded Shane Churla. Here's a lead for Dvorak. Blocked. Kicked away by Richter. Comes to the side of the net. Richter trying to stop play. And he does. Holding the puck to the side of the net.
A good team penalty kill for the Rangers as Shane Churla battles for his team, Sam. He was given an additional 2 minutes and the team killed it off. To me, in watching this, it was a good team penalty kill on behalf of one of their teammates. So Jovanovski now comes out of the box. Again, you'll see Churla here. This was on his last shift. He's working deep in his own zone. He has to play the boards. And there's Jovanovski picking him off. Churla wants to go around him, and he can't because he's being picked off. Finally goes back to Jovanovski, who throws a punch into his left eye and gets 2 minutes. That should have been 2 minutes for interference or obstruction. It should have been a 5-minute major. He threw a punch right into his face. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
This is on tape. That was the reaction by Coley Campbell to the call of the referee, and you can understand it. Yeah. Shane Churla still in the penalty box for the extra 2.
Maybe enjoy the few days off for Christmas.
Yeah.
And maybe get some time for some healing.
Rangers a 4-1 lead. Panthers are 0 for 2 on the power play of the game. Teams are at full strength. Gretzky sending it in. Laws against Robitaille. Robitaille with a good hit. They both go down. Skrudland sends it out to Mike Huff. Popped it up. Back the other way comes Gretzky. It's offside. Offside. As Robitaille was still in the zone, was trying to get out, but couldn't get there in time. 5:58 to go on the scoreboard. L.A. and St. Louis tied 3-3 in the second period. Brett Hull has scored 2 goals in that game for St. Louis. Detroit and Edmonton tied 1-1, and just getting underway, Philadelphia and Chicago.
Laws and Robitaille. This time Robitaille throws a hit into Laws, who did not miss a shift after apparently banging up his right leg in that open ice collision with Patrick Flatley. So for Laws, who's a tough guy and a good player for Florida, they got to be happy to have him back and not miss a shift.
Originally a draft pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins. A good acquisition in the expansion draft by the Florida Panthers. Samuelson and Gretzky bat the puck out of the zone. Lord Murphy for Florida. Chris Wells. Seb goes back to get it. Out of the zone, and Beesbrook steers it to Murphy. Now it's Jovanovski looking for an open man. Noonan takes it back. Once again, John, overall the Rangers team defense continues to be solid. Robitaille got caught. He hit the back. He splashed Murphy in the back.
Yes, he did, above the pants, and Murphy's still hurting. That's a penalty. Sam, he was slashing and Murphy's back and caught him on the back. There, Karpatov going at somebody.
Samuelson took down Karpatov, and that might have gone undetected.
And somebody yelling, "You're going to nullify the power play." Dvorsky, the referee, yelling for the Panthers to settle down, saying you're going to nullify your own power play. Dvorsky's starting to get mad, but he's let a lot go.
Will not get a power play. Doug McLean upset, but the cross-checking was called on Wells. Here's Robitaille.
Yeah, he slapped Murphy to the left hip and maybe on the rib cage. Murphy had trouble getting to the bench. And then here's Samuelson. There's a facial and a pull down. He could have been given a penalty and wasn't. I mean, it could have been 2 here. And then Karpatov in front is really working over Fitzgerald. Wells goes after him. And now McLean's mad. And I don't blame him on this one. No, he's right. He's right this time around.
What it should have been was 2 penalties to the Rangers and 1 to the Panthers. It should be a 4-on-3 for Florida.
That's what happens when earlier in the game it could have been called and settled down. Instead it wasn't. Now things are starting to manufacture themselves and get worse and worse.
Second time the game, it's a 4-on-4 skating situation. Here's Leach, Ukuboom, Messier, Kovalov. Here's a lead to Leach, breaking to the net. Leach to Messier, score! Us 3 goals.
Well, I'll tell you what, whatever happens as far as his view goes. But I'll tell you what, the Rangers are making it happen. Wow is right. In behind the net, you see the interference by Leach, and then he takes off away from Ray Shepard, and the pass from Leach to Messier. Jovanovski doesn't turn around and pick his man up. And the back check of the Panthers in this game has not been very good at picking up men. There's the defensive zone coverage. not good. The Rangers have been flying, and it's now 5-1.
John, you know what that reminded me of? The Edmonton Oilers in their heyday.
Yeah.
When they flew down the ice.
It was Paul Cobb, right? And boom, up ice. Wow.
Messier flying. Messier second of the game, and he now has sole possession of 12th place all-time in goal scoring in NHL history with his 557th goal.
Leach has 3 assists on the night.
Chance for save by Richter as he robs Straka. Back the other way, Kovalov skating for a side behind the back to Messier. Now to Leach on to Kovalov, and he peels back. Kovalov, long shot hit by Messier, looking for a hat trick. Van Beesbrook is on top of the puck.
And Kovalov broke a $200 stick. He took the slap shot, snapped the stick right in half. They're not supposed to break like that. No. Shows you about Kovalov's strength. Messier thought he had the third. Take a look again at the goal by the Rangers. See Leach pin his man on the back. That's Ray Shepherd. Leach with a give and go here. Actually gives and then goes. Gets the puck back. Man, is the pass work beautiful.
Is that great?
Oh, gosh.
Kovalov with a great pass.
Look at this save by Richter's right foot. Oh, my. His right leg robbing Straka as the Panthers came right back. Watch the right leg. Oh, baby. As good as it gets. Mike Richter's been very strong here in the second period. Now, here's where Messier thought he had the hat trick. Kovalov turns around, takes a slap shot. Breaks the stick, but the puck gets there, and Messier can't quite find the loose puck.
He got his 18th, second of the game from Leach and Kovalov at 15-19. Rangers with a 5-1 lead. That was their 6th goal this season on a 4-on-4 situation. Mellenby along the boards. 5-1 Rangers. And it sounds like the fans are getting on to John Van Beesbrook. Here's Gretzky racing in. And it hit the crossbar and banged up into the crowd.
Sure did, Sam. Driver ended up having to fight through Mellenby in the corner to the left side of Richter and ended up winning the puck. Gretzky ended up with a partial breakaway crossbar. Rangers hit a goal post in the first period, a crossbar here. This was a rocket by Gretzky. There's Driver working the puck. He ends up trying. Now he's got to go through Mellenby to try to find the puck in the corner. Watch him. There's a poke check. That's a nice play. Here goes Gretzky moving in with some good speed. Look at the shot. Bingo, right off the crossbar.
Gretzky racing in with the big windup and off the bar and into the crowd. He came close. Rangers leading 5-1 with 3:05 to go in the second period. Berg with a hit in the corner. Vorak plays the puck for Florida. Nemchinov after him. Teams are back at full strength as Wells and Robitaille return. Fans with the serenade of Beezer. Vorak with a shot that was tipped by Karpovtsev. Samuelson tried to clear, is kept in, long shot high, bangs off the glass. Karpovtsev plays the puck. Rangers are red hot. The only team that can match them, I guess, in being on fire is the Flyers. Those two are the hottest teams in the NHL.
Hey, New Jersey's coming along. New Jersey's coming along pretty well, too. All teams in this conference trying to fly. Messier, 5:57. 3 behind the great Guy Lafleur. Dino Ciccarelli still playing.
Yeah, that'll be tough to catch him.
Mario's still playing. Yari Curry's still playing. Brett Hull's still playing. Mike Gardner's still playing. Gretzky's still playing.
He's got a shot at catching Bossy this season. What a year. Mark Messier following up on last season. People wondering, well, he's not going to get that many goals. Well, all of a sudden he's got 18 goals.
Yeah, well, the lines have settled in for the Rangers. So we said going into the year, Kovalov and Robitaille, 2 of the giant keys for the Rangers. Now look how they played the last 2 or 3 weeks.
But, John, this turnaround started in Phoenix when Mark Messier and Mike Richter turned this team around. Messier with a brilliant solo performance on the skating end, and Richter with his brilliant play in goal, and the Rangers have fed off of that. Since then, 10-1-1, riding a 4-game winning streak right now. Tom Fitzgerald with the puck. Gets out in front, and shot deflects off Berg. Harper Zeb battling Chris Wells. Berg fires around the boards. Minute 35 to go, second period, 5-1 Rangers. Spela with a shot, blocked by Flatley. Rangers doing everything right. Nemchinov racing for the puck. Fights off Fitzgerald. Goes down hard into the boards, and Carter takes over. Larkinloff with it. On the Bob Stores Inhibition Report, Al will be talking live in the studio with Ray Shepard. Bob Page has another update at the Sports Desk. JD and I will have second period highlights. Kovalov, Messier, Kovalov, save Van Beesbroek. Parker almost gave it away.
He did.
Rangers have it back. Messier gets Spela with a minute to go. Van Beesbroek blocks it at the post. Spela's got the puck. A dominant performance through 2 periods by the New York Rangers. Playing the team that's here. Comes Kovalov to the net. He scores! Wow! 6-1 Rangers. Second goal of the game for Alex Kovalov, and Leach with another great play.
And watching the coach, he's going down and he's yelling down the end of the bench. It could be a goaltending change here in the last minute. Or he's maybe told the goaltender, Fitzpatrick, to be ready for the next period. I mean, the Rangers have just done everything right. They're passing the puck, they're out skating, they're out hitting, they're playing a smarter game, the defensive coverage. Terry Carter had a rough shift here, Sam. He gave the puck away earlier. This time he gets trapped in behind. As Kovalov sneaks up, he goes to Leach. There's Kovalov right through the wicket. The Rangers have had an outstanding 2 periods of play here in every single category.
40 seconds to go in the second period. And the Rangers just feeding off of it, feeding off the crowd electricity.
Yeah, they're having fun tonight, aren't
they? Oh, boy, are they ever. This is the team that is first overall in the NHL.
And Leach with 4 assists.
Man, 19-16, the time of the goal. Kovalov is 11th. Second of the game for Leach and Messier. A 3-point game for Mark Messier.
Last night, Gretzky's line, unbelievable. Tonight, Gretzky's line's good, yes, but it's been Messier's line that's been unbelievable.
Final seconds of the period, you're going to hear one kind of standing ovation. Here it is. No mercy for the Beezer. They love it at the Garden. Kovalov with 2, Messier with 2, Leach with 4 assists. And Leach assisting on all 3 goals in the second period as the Rangers get 3 in the first, 3 in the second. And for 2 periods.
We'll see Fitzpatrick, too. He just did some extra stretching at the Florida bench for his groins and his legs. He'll be in for the 3rd period.
Van Beesbroek's in a bad stretch right now. Rough time for him and for the Florida Panthers. They have given up a season-high 6 goals. The Rangers leading the Panthers 6-1, end of 2. On the Bob Stores Intermission Report, Al is coming up next.
The Rangers have exploded and lead the Panthers 6-1 in the second intermission. And Ray Shepard joins us, I guess we could say, in good times and in bad. Ray, thanks a lot for joining us. How much of this is a continuation of what's been a 500 stretch of hockey for your team and what the Rangers have obviously done?
Well, you know, it's one of those things that we were in a little funk right now. We got off to a real great start, obviously, and, you know, every team goes through a little downtime, and I think right now we're going through a little bit of one, but tonight the Rangers are... they're moving their legs, they're moving the puck real quick, and we're standing still and we're watching them. And when you're watching guys like Mark Messier, Wayne Gretzky, Brian Leach, you're going to be in for a long, long night.
Now, your philosophy is one that's built for the playoffs, defensive-oriented. When you get down a couple of goals, do you sense on the bench that your team realizes that this may not be something we can overcome because we just don't have the offensive gearing to do it?
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say that we can't overcome it, but it's definitely a lot harder for a hockey club like ours. Like you said, we're not blessed with a lot of offensive talent, and when you're not, it's a lot tougher to ask defensive players to pitch in offensively, so it's a lot tougher and it's a bigger hill to climb.
Okay, so now what is your team not being able to do? What's not happening for the Panthers that happened when you roared to the top of the league standings from the start of the season?
Well, first and foremost, we're not forechecking like we did in the past. I think early in the season we got good forechecks and made teams cough the puck up. And
the board battles too, right?
Exactly, get in the corners and win the battles along the wall, and we haven't done so. And it's one of those things that other teams are beating us to lose pucks, and when other teams beat you to lose pucks, good things are going to happen for them.
Very happy holidays, and thanks for the visit.
Thank you very much, same to you.
Ray Shepard, ex-Ranger, joining us here in our studios in between periods. We'll get updates and highlights and all that other good stuff on MSG in a moment.
Hi, everybody. Bob Page back with you once again. The Philadelphia Flyers tonight underway at Chicago. They have won 4 consecutive games by shutout, believe it or not. It is not going to happen tonight, though. Chicago's Sergei Krigor-Krasov ended the suspense 2:38 into the opening period, beating Garth Snow, so it's 1-0 for the Blackhawks. Now, in football at the Meadowlands today, the Jets ended the clueless Kotite era in typical aplomb, you might say. They blew a 2-touchdown lead in a 31-28 loss to the Dolphins. $80 million in off-season expenditures, and the Jets still go 1-15.
Nobody quit, and I'm proud of the way they played today. And I told them this one thing, and I might as well say it to you all, because I won't be talking to you again as a group. I think the greatest lessons in life are learned through tough times. And I think this football team, to a man, is going to take something positive away from this year. And I think it's going to come to serve them individually and collectively. I believe that.
Giants were also on hand today, cleaning out their lockers beginning at 8 o'clock this morning and meeting with the obviously outgoing coaching staff.
It's emotional in the fact that, we both kind of accepted responsibility that we couldn't get it done. And that's, he works extremely hard, and I work extremely hard to make sure that something does go right, and this year it just didn't work out.
An announcement on Dan Reeves expected tomorrow. More on both the Giants and the Jets in our full half-hour show coming up right here at 10:30 tonight. We'll be back in just 60 seconds. Also coming up later tonight, plenty of college basketball from today as Syracuse won its game with Colgate and much more. Again, hope you can join us right here for our half-hour show at 10:30. Second period highlights are straight ahead.
And Al back at Madison Square Garden. Rangers with a 6-1 lead as the Bob Stores Intermission Report continues. It was 3-1. Rangers were shorthanded, and then
Brian Leetch blocked the shot, hit Mark Messier right at center ice. He's in home free, and Van Beesbroek gambles. Messier reads it with some quick hands. Messier's 17th goal of the season. The Rangers were rolling along.
Here's a 4-on-4. Another great rush up the ice.
You bet. Leetch avoids his man in behind. Bukaboom hits Leetch. Now the Rangers head up ice. There's Leetch and there's Messier and there's Kovalov, and does the puck do the work? They got Florida all mixed up with their defensive zone coverage, and Messier finishes the play. He had his 18th goal of the season.
All right, Mike Richter wants to make sure you know he's playing tonight.
Well, he's been playing, and he's been very good. The Panthers had 10 shots. This was their best in the period. Straka with a great little play. Richter with a great kick save, and the Rangers still had a commanding 4-1 lead.
And Messier turns the puck over.
In fact, make that 5-1. Messier to Kovalov. The goal is scored through the legs. Kovalov's 11th. Leetch gets his 3rd assist, make that his 4th assist. And Messier, he too was in on it. The Rangers are rolling.
And this is one upset coach. And that's the 3 at referee Paul Dvorsky saying you cost us 3 goals.
Well,
still, he's down by 5.
It'd still be 3-1.
That's right. We'll be right back. We are back. Florida Panthers and the Rangers on the ice. Panthers will change goaltenders for the 3rd period as Mark Fitzpatrick replaces John Van Beesbroek, who gave up 6 goals on 29 shots. Fitzpatrick's last game was in Chicago Friday night, made 34 saves in a 3-1 win. Second period scoring summary brought to you by your Tri-State GMC dealers, comfortably in command. Messier shorthanded with his 17th, 5:56. His 18th at 15-19, 5:57 makes him sole possession of 12th place all-time. Kovalov's 11th, second of the game at 19-16. Leetch and Messier assisting. Leetch with 4 assists in the game. And there is Mark Fitzpatrick. He's 7-2-2 on the season. Now, tonight's winner, the MSG Network, New York Post all-time favorite Ranger sweepstakes is Thomas Bilak Jr. from Bayonne, New Jersey, for picking this man as his favorite goaltender. JD, stand up, big boy. And Thomas just won 2 tickets to a home Rangers game, a period in the booth with me and JD, and a photo with Adam Graves. Hey, I think you wanted the...
Thomas, we're going to have a good time. You caught my only save.
He's going to come here and say, I want the TV and the satellite system. Who cares about you guys?
You tell red light, that one didn't go through the 10-hole.
Good save. JD, his favorite goalie. Thanks for taking part.
And thank you.
In the contest. Underway, third period. Well, this is going to be a pretty good Christmas for the Rangers, John.
Yeah, they'll get a couple of days to rest before they play on the 26th in Ottawa. Ottawa's been struggling somewhat. 2-7-1 in their last 10. And look at these top two lines tonight.
Graves quietly, 2 assists. Kovalov, 3 points. Messier, 4 points. Robitaille, Gretzky, and Sundstrom. That line contributing with 3 points. The goal by Sundstrom.
What's highly interesting about Messier, 4 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
He'd had 2 goals and 6 assists. That's it. In 13 lifetime games against Florida going into this one.
That's right.
And that's this is some night at the office for him.
Last night, it was the Gretzky line that dominated the game. And tonight, Messier's line with help from the Gretzky line. And, you know, Nemchinov, Berg, and Flatley and Noonan have done well.
Yeah, they did
good job on the boards.
When Sergei Nemchinov plays a power game like he has in this game, winning loose puck battles and showing the leg strength that he has, it means a lot to the club. And the Rangers, I think, will be very happy with their reaction to playing last night on the road, coming home and playing Florida, sitting here in New York last night, able to rest and prepare for this one. And now Florida has to go tomorrow to Long Island and play the Islanders.
Yep. Leach with a shot that's blocked. Rangers with a 6-1 lead. This is a season high of goals given up in a game by the Florida Panthers. They have struggled of late. In 4 of their last 5 road games, they've given up 5 at Philadelphia, 5 at Hartford, 5 at Ottawa, gave up 1 in Chicago, and 6 tonight. That is 22 goals in their last 5 road games.
The defensive zone coverage just hasn't been good. Just hasn't been good.
Messier for Graves. Just missed.
And, you know, the other thing, too, when Kovalov is going like this, it sets the line up. And he's really having a strong game after being very, very quiet last night in Montreal.
Driver with a puck. Stick to Messier. Rangers change it. Terry Carkner has it. Outlaw laws. Panthers, after Christmas, will play 2 road games. They'll play in Florida at Tampa the day after Christmas, and then go to Washington. Go home for 2 games against Montreal and Anaheim, and then head out on a 2-week road trip in which they play only 5 games.
It's a situation where there's a third tenant in their own building. That's why they're building a new one, so they don't have as many home dates as they had hoped, and they pay for it by being on the road. Their building is booked for other events and basketball. Hockey's third. That's why they've broken ground. They're about a month into a new building for the Panthers, and then they'll have a much more favorable schedule.
They expect to have that building ready September of 1998.
I could imagine that it would be a beauty, just knowing the way Wayne has built things.
2.5 minutes into the third period. Rangers leading 6-1. Messier, checked by Jovanovski. Karpinov is there as well. Puck around the boards near side. Messier on with Chorla and Noonan. Anderson lifting it up into the crowd, stopping play. Look at Big Ed Jovanovski. And Shane Chorla back. He and Jovanovski met in the second period. Had a little battle in front of the official scores table. Delta Airlines upcoming schedule for the Rangers after the Christmas holiday at Ottawa. Next night home against Anaheim, then to Dallas and Tampa Bay. And in 1997, their first game against the Islanders, January 2nd, here at the Garden. Chorla for Noonan. Winds up, the big shot is a save by Fitzpatrick. By Chris Wells. Vela moves in looking for the puck. Noonan keeps it in. Vela hits Chorla. Karpinov plays it toward the net. It was deflected and blocked, and out comes Jovanovski. Karpinov turns his shot off the glove Fitzgerald. It's checked by Carpenter. He's had another strong game on defense. Lead for Messier. He's joined by Samuelson. Samuelson tied up by Jovanovski.
And a great breakout pass by Carpenter to hit Messier. Carpenter is a good passer, good first passer out of the zone.
Wells sends it in. Rangers looking for their 5th straight win. Longest winning streak of the season. Mike Richter is looking to stretch his unbeaten streak to 11. 9-0-1 coming into play tonight. The Rangers have won 7 of their last 8 and 10-1-1 coming into play tonight. What a stretch for the Rangers. What a month it's been, starting with the game in Phoenix on November 26th.
Well, last year the Rangers had a tough December with the amount of games they played. I think it was 17. They had a great December in winning, and most of it was because Mike Richter was phenomenal every single night. This time it's more spread out. It's Richter, been some good defensive play, been, 2 lines most nights.
Here's Sundstrom shooting, he scores! Set up on a beautiful pass from Luke Robitaille, and it's 7-1 Rangers. And it's 2 for Sundstrom. And he joins the Deuce Club. Sundstrom, Messier, and Kovalov with 2 apiece.
Sundstrom, I think, put this one in off the goalpost up high, and he's really starting to finish well. And he doesn't hold on to the puck long before he releases the shot. Fitzpatrick was out of the net. Here's the turnover as the Panthers went through the middle. I believe that was Ray Shepard, and the Rangers intercepted the play. Now watch here. Fitzpatrick does a nice job moving the puck. I believe it's Shepard who gets the puck, tries to put it through the middle. It doesn't work. Quick turnover, and there's a quick shot up high. Shepard, that's out of character again for the Panthers. A diagonal pass out of his own corner didn't work. The Rangers are doing everything right regarding the turnovers. Florida makes you do that. Here in this game, the Rangers have made Florida do that and taken advantage of it.
Sundstrom with his 15th, his 2nd of the game from Robitaille at 4:42. Rangers with a 7-1 lead. Laid across. Spela. Backhanded up off the glass into the crowd. 14:43 to go in the third. 7-1 Rangers. There's a break in the action. Brian Leach with a milestone reach tonight with his 4 points. He is now tied Ron Greshner for 5th place all time on the Rangers scoring list.
And Ron Greshner's not watching this tonight. He's in California playing golf.
Naturally.
Enjoying retirement.
But we'll send him the message. Brian Leach, 4 assists in the game, 610 points in his NHL career with the New York Rangers. 14:25 to go. 7-1 Rangers. And a dominant performance against the first-place Florida Panthers. You know, John, during the Christmas break, I can just hear the phone line as Fitzpatrick made a save between Sundstrom and Forsberg, the good friends. Sundstrom's going to say, hey, Peter, have you checked the goal scoring? I've got 15, you've got 12. Oh. Sundstrom is really playing well for the Rangers. Lister against Mellenby. Wraparound save. Richter was there, anticipating the move by Mellenby.
Yeah, it's 7-1, but Mellenby's still working as hard as ever.
Al Trotwig is downstairs. Al.
Sam, it's really bizarre. New York City police are on the scene, and Garden security has filled the Ranger locker room. Apparently, an extra puck was left somewhere in the Ranger locker room, and it disappeared at some point before the game. Obviously, they're taking this very seriously. You guys don't know what happened to it by any chance, do you?
Well, Al, I don't know, but there was this large man with a mustache here, nicknamed alias 5-Hole, and he's been walking around with a black disc in his hand.
I wanted to give this little guy a puck for Christmas, all right, Al? Is that all right, Al? You pulling my cover? I'm in trouble? I'm going to get an invoice now, too.
Huff with a shot and a stick save by Richter. Rangers out shooting the Panthers 33-19, 13:20 to go in the third period, and Samuelson lifted the puck off the glass. Skrudland. Good hit by Carpenter. Sev. Graves takes a hit from Huff, but clears the puck. And the Rangers whistled for icing. Luke Robitaille got an assist on the Sundstrom goal, is on his best run as a New York Ranger. He has points in 10 of his last 11 games, 13 points, 7 goals, 6 assists. And Luke has really come around.
This is 800th game.
Yes, correct? 800th NHL game. Robitaille going strong.
And St. Louis exploding with a 6-3 lead over the LA Kings, who continue to struggle. The Blues really felt that this was their key game. They had to win this one. They've lost 2 in a row, shut out 2 games with the new change in management. He started Grant Fuhr in goal tonight, bringing him back from a knee injury. And it's good to see them get it turned around a little bit.
LA Kings continue to struggle, John. Miserable road trip for them. Robitaille, the loose puck. 6-3. Blues leading the Kings in the third, and Detroit Edmonton 2-2 in the second. Chicago 2-0 over Philly in the first.
You watch, and Mark, I don't mean to sound like authority here, but mark my words, the Kings will go after free agents. They've got a lot of money within their organization. They're going to reestablish themselves.
We'll step out for a moment. 7-1 Rangers lead.
Bob Page with an update from Chicago. 16:08 of the first. The Blackhawks have scored again. Ethan Moreau to Tony Amande. What a year the ex-Rangers having. Goal number 22. They're up on the Flyers 2-0.
Thanks, Bob. Tony Amante having just a fabulous season for the Chicago Blackhawks.
He's been the only guy scoring for them, keeping them in games. But they are leading. We're Philadelphia 2-0 now, right?
2-0 in the first.
So, Sam, again, tonight we have our British Airways Classic play. And if you'll let me take care of this, the other night, you talked about Glenn Healy. You know, he's of Scottish descent.
Yes.
You talked about him wearing a skirt when he plays the bagpipes and not a kilt. We talked to Glenn about that, and here's his response.
Well, it just shows the intelligence level of Sam, you know, not realizing that it's a kilt and not a skirt, and, you know, very disappointed, I thought, with someone with that much of a broad range of intelligence, that Sam would just be a little sharper, but, you know, I'm not surprised.
Sam? That's your form now, big boy.
Glenn and I made up on the plane. We had a long talk about playing the bagpipes. He may play some over the Christmas holiday. May play in the St. Patrick's Day parade, he told me.
Right?
Yeah.
For people out there to remember, it was in fun, not serious.
That's right.
I'm of Scottish descent. And don't you ever do that again, Sam. You better wear a parachute in the booth.
There are certain days I'm of Scottish descent.
Descent, that's the word. You're going to be descending out of the booth.
Leach moves the puck, was blocked by Straka. Leach swings it around the boards. Svanel plays it on goal. Save the rebound. Shepard stopped by Richter. Richter staying sharp. 11:30 to go in the third. Here's Shepard again. Back pass. Gets it back. Backhander save. Hit the post. That hit the post. Richter makes the second save. Covers up. Straka got knocked down. Good shift by the Panthers.
Yeah. They're trying to reestablish their game here, knowing they're playing tomorrow night, pardon me. And you'll see how the puck is kept in nicely. Svela took a hit from Churla, but kept the play alive. And here's Ray Shepard. He'll get the puck back. Watch his backhand shot hit the post. He just finds a way. Some hockey players, I don't know what it is, and I'm speaking from the goaltender's point of view. You think you have them, they look like they have nowhere to go with the shot, and they score or they hit the goal post. Here's Svela keeping the puck in, even though he knew he was going to get hit, and it was a clean hit by Shane Churla, and the Panthers kept the play alive. They're trying to reestablish that hard-working game that they're known for.
Our first replay was from the MCS Cannon goal cam. MCS Cannon, let us show you the possibilities. Berg clears the puck, and Murphy's back to it. Shepard is not a fast skater. He's not a big, tough guy as far as being a power forward type like Mellenby, but he gets into great position, and the puck is always on his stick.
So some guys could shoot 100 shots, and not hit the holes. Another guy could shoot 2 or 3 shots and hit the holes every time. Remember, again, Phyllis Basile used to park in the slot, take the pass without even looking at the net, snap a wrist shot, and be through the goalie's legs or between his arm and body or off the goalpost. It's just a natural instinct. It's an amazing thing. And as a goaltender, speaking from that position, it's mind-boggling. You just don't, you know, you just can't figure it out exactly why it happens.
Panthers controlling the neutral zone. 10:50 remaining in the third. 7-1 Rangers. 3 goals in the first, 3 more in the second, and 1 here in the third. Sundstrom, Kovalov, and Messier, 2 goals apiece. Karpovtsev has 1. Shepard the only goal for Florida. That one off the left arm, banged off the post, and up into the crowd.
It sure did. Another shot up high. As Fitzpatrick went down from the angle, caromed off, and you hear a big ping. In fact, we'll listen for it.
Bang off the bar and into the...
Brian Newman, that may have hit somebody in front. Who was that driving to the net? Is that Demchinov? It may have hit somebody on the way in and went right over the shoulder of Fitzpatrick and off the crossbar.
Panthers at Nassau Coliseum to play the Islanders tomorrow night. Samuelson stepped in and broke up the pass. Skrudlin, back pass intended for Hull. Here comes Messier with Kovalov and Graves. Messier to Graves, hopped over his stick. Chipped ahead by Samuelson. Now it's Samuelson and Karpovtsev with the Messier line. Patrick one-hands it around the boards. Graves, who has 2 assists in the game. Messier with a 4-point game. 2 goals, 2 assists. On the move. Being hooked by Huff. Kovalov gets around Skrudlin. Kovalov looking for a hat trick. Comes out in front. Turns and shoots, and it's blocked. It was Kovalov's buck. He wasn't going to let anybody else have it. He made the attempt. The shot was blocked. Kukaboom fires in. 9:20 to go. I don't know if Doug McClain can take any solace from it, but right now with Philadelphia losing, he still has a chance to coach the All-Star team, the East All-Stars, in San Jose. Everyone's deflected away by Leach in front.
He'd rather get his team turned around. Yeah. They've only got the one serious injury. That's Niedermeyer, and he's on his way back. A week or so away from playing. Warner was injured tonight. We think it's a groin or a hamstring problem, a pulled muscle of some sort. And that could be serious for them, but they've got to turn their team game around a little bit.
That shot taken by Fitzgerald was stopped by Richter. Fitzgerald pinned to the boards by Bucheboom. Gretzky comes out with Sundstrom and Robitaille. Robitaille hit. Sundstrom for Gretzky, blocked by Svalov.
That's the Florida Panthers with a 3-man back check. They broke up the play nicely. You can see, get a sense here that they're trying to work at it. The Rangers still playing a solid game. Well, there's been a couple of shifts where Florida put the pressure on, and Mike Richter was right there. The Rangers are trying to play a smart game defensively here.
Panthers lost only 1 of their first 12 road games. Tonight it's going to be 5 losses in their last 6. 7-1 Rangers. We'll be right back. John Van Beesbroek lifted after 2 periods, and it's funny how John seems to once a year go into a deep slump, John.
Yeah, most goaltenders do, but you almost, when you look at John, every year, 1 point of the season, and generally knowing that he has Billy Smith to work with. Billy Smith will work at him, they'll look at tapes, they'll discuss things, and it's 1 or 2 adjustments, and he's back on his way again. Billy Smith works very well with Van Beesbroek.
Nemchinov, nice play. He's in with Gano. Nemchinov shoots, save Fitzpatrick, and he's got the rebound.
Fitzpatrick makes a nice play there, as did Nemchinov. Battled to get in the front. Gano was there looking for a rebound. That was a good save. And a good scoop by Fitzpatrick to not allow the rebound. Rangers hustle up ice. They've been very well on the board, Sam. See the puck all along the boards there. Churla and then Nemchinov. There's a good shot, a low shot, and there's Fitzpatrick hanging on before Gano could get to the puck. It was right in midair on the rebound. Fitzpatrick scoops it up right there. Gano missed waving at it, and then Fitzpatrick kind of gave the wave. See, here's the play along the boards. Play along the boards. Win the puck. Win the puck. Driver was there too. Churla and Jovanovski, and they've seen a lot of each other. The Rangers have done well along the boards in this game.
It's good to see Gano getting a little playing time. He had a couple of shifts last night, and he really felt good about the couple of hits. You know,
especially the big one on Malwakov.
That's right.
Yes, he mentioned that this morning.
He said he made his presence felt. Well, he had his family there. Driver with a big shot. Fitzpatrick to save, and he holds on.
That was a good shot by Driver. He had a lot on the shot. That's his second in this game. That gives him 83 on the season. 1 goal. No shooting percentage isn't that good. But he got this one on goal. Good shot. Bruce has had a strong game tonight, Sam. Especially with the poke checks. It's a good shot off the pass down low. You know, he's backing up. We talked a lot about Bruce when he first came to the Rangers, his ability to shoot the puck when he's backing up. And he certainly did it on that play. It was a good low shot.
I think what tends to get overlooked, John, in a 7-1 game is that the strength of the Rangers defensively.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't given Florida much.
No, along the boards they've been good. Loose puck battles they've been good. And what they're doing is they're playing well. They're not offside here. What they're doing is they're beating Florida at their own game. Florida's the team is slumping right now a little bit, as we know, we've talked about. But the Rangers under Coley Campbell and Dick Todd and Billy Moores, they're doing the little things defensively, loose pucks, things like that. And even when they're not playing well, like last night, they won the game. Yeah. Again, that's a good feeling for their club. Tonight it was a good start to the game, a terrific second period. And here, they're just trying to play a smart third period.
They really came ready to play in this back-to-back game. This will be the 4th straight time they've won the second of back-to-back games after losing the first time early in the season.
They needed a good one here, knowing that Florida had beaten them twice, tied them twice. So the Rangers had only got 2 of a possible 8 points.
And you know what it'll be, John? A divisional win. Yeah. Only the second.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
And Mark Messier was interviewed by Sal Messina for WFAN prior to the game. And Mark said, "Yeah, we're on a good roll. Yeah, it's been a good month, but we haven't beaten the good teams yet. We've got to do that. Until we do that, we won't know how good we are." And you know, he never gets caught up when things are going well. And I think it was smart of Mark to think that way. And obviously here tonight in beating, what is a good team, even though they're not playing up to what they normally set as their own standard, the Rangers are now proving themselves they can beat some pretty good teams.
Bouncing puck was blocked in front. Panthers come out. Jody Hull with a puck. 6:50 to go in the game. 7-1. Rangers leading it. Samuelson moving it to Kovalov. Kovalov, Messier, and Graves. Kovalov was hooked by Hull. Slowed him down. Samuelson open. Shot hit the post. Second post the Rangers have hit in the last couple of minutes.
At least the third one in the game.
Kovalov has it back.
Rangers won a loose puck battle on the near boards in their own zone, headed up ice. Kovalov's flying.
And here he comes again. Off the feet from Messier. The pass off the skate of Adam Graves. Carter fires it out. This will be an icing on the Panthers. Leach touches up. 6:11 remaining in the third period. Take a look from the Marriott Marquis Skycam at this shot off the post, John.
I see there's Samuelson, and there's a loose puck. Huff went down. The Rangers got the puck, and they head up ice. And again, it's the Rangers moving. Kovalov showing speed right through the neutral zone. The Panthers just not regrouping. Nobody picks up Samuelson. I guess that's because Huff, who had been down, was late coming back. He had to get himself up and start skating up ice. The Rangers took advantage of it.
New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit. Shot by Bukaboom. Saved by Fitzpatrick, and it's underneath him.
Face-off win on the far side. Sundstrom a little slow getting up. Seems to be okay. Good shot by Bukaboom. Again, low and on goal. 36 shots now for the Rangers.
Last 4 games for the Gretzky line. Look at those numbers.
Combined plus 21 at even strength. The Rangers at even strength have been good. Real good.
And everything, you know, when you're on a streak like this, everything is going well. The power play has been good when it's had to be. The special teams overall, the penalty killing, plus the shorthanded goals. 8 goals in the last 4 games for this line. Robitaille with 4, Gretzky 1 with 8 assists. And what we've said, he's made the players around him better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we're throwing a lot of numbers at people, but even strength through this stretch, that includes this game. Rangers 10-1-1 going into this one. They'll now be 11-1-1. 42-17, they've outscored the other teams at even strength. That's pretty darn good. And their power play and penalty have been good on top of it.
A lot of good things for the Rangers right now. They're enjoying a tremendous run. This will be their 5th win in a row. Their 8th win in the last 9 games. And 11-1-1 in the last 13. 5:20 to go.
Gretzky forced the turnover, Sam. He forced the turnover by working the D.
Churla still hitting. Gretzky, Robitaille, and Churla on the ice for the Rangers. Here's Gretzky with the puck. Found Churla. And now it's Robert Spela for Florida. The Devils are idle tonight. This is the Rangers' 37th game. Most games of any team in the NHL. But point-wise, with the win, the Rangers will move 1 point ahead of New Jersey. Saved by Richter. Puck is still loose, and Shepherd finds the net. He found the puck, found the net for his 2nd goal of the game. It's 7-2.
Nice ovation by the fans for Mike Richter. Doesn't appear to be too happy on the play. Straka made a nice play, Sam. He battled pretty hard. Got loose. He got the original shot. That's Straka on the puck. He gets away from them Chinov here as he shows some good leg strength, good balance. He continued to battle, and then now you'll see Driver, as he drops down, Shepherd gets loose. Shepherd's always there. Man, could he do it. It's amazing. He's there again, and there's the backhand shot as Richter couldn't recover in time. He now gets a new stick. It's 7-2 with 4:36 to go.
Shepherd, 2nd of the game.
Lowry was the player in front that kept the play alive, too, after Straka had taken the original shot.
15 goals on the season for Ray Shepherd, who scored 30 or more in each of the last 5 seasons. Shepherd from Lowry and Straka at 15-24.
One thing, too, I'm glad about this period, Sam, is Florida's tried to reestablish their game. This game didn't take a bad turn with the scores on one side regarding penalties and such.
Pass off the skates of Flatley as Noonan tried to set him up in front.
The 2 teams played hockey instead of getting nasty, which could happen with a one-sided score.
Jovanovski back for the puck. Panthers will play at Nassau Coliseum against the Islanders tomorrow night. Lindsay looking for Dvorak, blocked by Karpovtsev. Moves it around the boards, stopped by Robert Spela. Toward the net, kicked away by Richter. Dvorak checked by Karpovtsev. Parkner keeps it in. Flatley is there. And Noonan slides it across to Ulf Samuelsson. Rangers' next game will be Thursday night at Ottawa. They'll be back home Friday to play the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Dvorak across. Skate out of the zone. Kovalov's got it with Messier. 2-on-1. Back for Kovalov to the net. Shot it wide.
Are those 2 flying tonight or what?
Great pass by Messier trying to lead him. Bukovo moves it across. Graves is there.
Now, Messier always explodes when he skates with speed, but Kovalov tonight, he's exploded with his legs.
Leach sending it in. 2:45 to go. Kovalov, Messier, and Sundstrom with 2 goals apiece. Karpovtsev, the other goal for the Rangers. Ray Shepherd, 2 for Florida. Here's Messier, and a save by Fitzpatrick. Messier looking for a hat trick. At 18 in his career. Bukovo with a hit on Skrubin. They both go down. Penalties coming up.
And Bukovo pulled Skrubin down, Sam, after he hit him.
Bukovo will go for holding. With 2
2:14 to go in the game. The Panthers get a power play. We'll be right back. Boom for holding at 17:46, and the Panthers get their third power play of the game. They're 0 for 2. Here's the play.
Yeah, good hit by Bookaboo, but the follow-through, as you see here, he pulls down Screwman. So power play Florida to end this one.
Jovanovski moves it. Florida with Wells, Garfinlov, Fitzgerald, Spela, and Parkner. Make that Jovanovski at the left point, not Parkner. Jovanovski to Spela. Fitzgerald. Shot deflected off of Samuelson. Samuelson and Karpovtsev with Messier and Graves for the Rangers. The Rangers have one shorthanded goal scored by Mark Messier in the second period. His fourth shorthanded goal of the season. Johan Garfinlov to Robert Spela. Spela looks, pass across, broken up by Karpovtsev. Moves it, Messier leaves it for Karpovtsev, and down the ice it goes. 1:20 to go in the game. 1:05 to go in the power play for Florida. Rangers will be 18, 14, and 5 at the conclusion of this game. 41 points. Devils will have 5 games in hand on the Rangers. That shot just over the top. 1 minute to go in the game. Jovanovski toward the net. Saved by Richter. Straka with the puck. Now Lowry. Saved by Richter. Rebound goes wide. There's Paul Laws around to Martin Straka. 45 seconds to go. Lidster takes down Straka. Moves the puck to Kovalov. Kovalov with Sundstrom. Here's Shepard. He's got a hat trick.
That'll teach Alexei Kovalov a lesson. That just wasn't necessary.
No.
Kovalov's had a great game, but this is not necessary whatsoever.
You can tell.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
That is his biggest drawback.
And for Shepard, he gets himself a power play goal and a hat trick, Sam.
Yeah.
The second hat trick for the club this year. Straka and Shepard get together. Shepard with a long reach, delays as he went around Richter, and there you see the shot off the crossbar. It's a power play goal. All Kovalov had to do with 31 seconds to go was just fire the puck down the ice. He's got to learn.
Try to beat 2 guys.
He's got to learn.
Yep.
7-2 or not, now it's 7-3. You just don't need to take those plays. You just don't.
I think he owes the goaltender a big apology.
He, the whole team.
Yeah.
As well as he's played, he's had a great game.
Yes. Shepard with his 10th career hat trick, his second this season, his 16th goal of the season from Straka, 19:28, 10 seconds to go in the game, and the fans remaining, giving the Rangers a standing ovation.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Enjoy the holiday. I know the Rangers and their fans will because they're playing great.
That is one big win for the New York Rangers. Brian Leach with 4 assists. And a happy Rangers team will enjoy their Christmas vacation. The captain with a 4-point night. 2 goals and 2 assists. And a tough night for John Van Beesbrook, the former Ranger who will be the starting goaltender in the All-Star game.
Well, the Panthers right now,
a tough night.
Not close to what their level of play can be. They're in a middle of it. In fact, for Doug McLean, he hasn't seen the team slump too much since he's been coaching, but they're in one right now. The Rangers playing the best they've played all season.
Mike Richter's 16th win. He is unbeaten in his last 11. 10 wins and 1 tie in the last 11. And we understand downstairs this was going off. Doug McLean heading for the locker room. And some words exchanged between Doug McLean and Coley Campbell.
Who knows?
I hope it was Christmas greetings.
Yeah, so do I.
For the Rangers, a huge win. Alex Kovalov is the number 3 star. He's still shaking his head about the giveaway. The number 2 star with 4 assists in the game. Brian Leach. A great performance by the man who leads all defensemen in scoring in the NHL, and the captain with 2 goals, 2 assists, the number 1 star. In a night with a lot of Rangers stars.
It's a fun team to watch right now when they play like this. For the majority of the time, they're paying attention to detail. Their best players are playing very well. The support staff has been strong, and it's not a weak area on the team right now.
5 wins in a row, 8 wins in their last 9, 11-1-1 in the last 13. We'll be right back.
It's a statement win, and you can underline it, italicize it, and put an exclamation point after it. The Rangers dismantle the league-leading Florida Panthers by the score of 7-3 tonight at Madison Square Garden. Most effectively, they did what great countries have done in times of war. They have taken the advantages of the opponent and flipped it around, as the Rangers tonight took the Florida Panthers game plan of playing sharp defense in the neutral zone and did them one better. They went into the battle of the boards, and they won just about every one. The Rangers passing tonight, guys, this was like watching the Harlem Globetrotters dismantle the Washington Generals, and coming into the game to see it unfold before your eyes was really shocking.
Ali, totally agree. The Rangers have a lot of talent. Those first 2 lines are great offensive lines. Now you put the rest of the thing in the mix. The third line played well tonight, strong along the boards. The defense steady, and the goaltending was terrific as usual.
And they have the special teams. Actually, when you win a game like this against a very good hockey club, you need everything going. And maybe better than anything was the start the Rangers had to the game. They did play last night. They found a way to win the thing up in Montreal. I got back probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Had an optional practice today, and everybody seemed to show up in the same frame of mind. It was a smart game. It was a disciplined game. Actually, you know, Florida in the first period was looked flat because the Rangers made them look flat, and I thought the Rangers could have 3 or 4 more power plays than what they had because they were making things happen. It was one of those strong nights for a Rangers team that's looking strong and playing as confident as I've seen them play all season long.
Playing very smart in their own zone. The decision-making, I think, of the defensemen has been very good, very quick, very sure of themselves as far as moving the puck and getting it out of trouble.
And the Panthers have been known as a team that knows how to play the neutral zone, and they're the ones that generate turnovers. Defense first, and then exploding into offense real quick. Rangers in the first period used a diagonal pass that went right through the neutral zone across to the far side of the ice that allowed them to keep their pace going, and I thought controlled the thing. They also, as we saw and we heard, went high on John Van Beesbroek and did a nice job from that point of view scoring up top.
Did it surprise you how well the Rangers had the ability to rush up the ice against the Panthers with some of those diagonal passes? We saw a couple of goals coming right off the rush.
Well, we know they've had trouble in the past. There's no doubt about that. We know Mark Messier's had trouble scoring against Florida in the past. How everything seemed to click. However, everything seemed to click in this game for the Rangers. They were just flat out a smart team, and I think the Panthers got frustrated. You could sense that on their bench a little bit with the way things went for their hockey club. And the Rangers got better and better and took advantage of everything.
And once again, the confidence level of this team is at an all-time high this season. They believe in themselves, they believe in their ability to win the game, and you can see it in everything they do on the ice.
Now they get to enjoy a couple of days, actually, and don't play until the 26th. They'll go up to Ottawa the morning of the 26th, have a practice there, then have a pregame meal and rest, and then play that night. And for them, they deserve this rest. It's been a good run for them. A couple of 3 days off, see some family, and a little Christmas turkey, and enjoy the holiday.
Go do your Christmas shopping now.
Shh, don't tell anybody, all right? I'll be running around town tomorrow.
Have a very Merry Christmas. We'll see you from Ottawa on Thursday. Make it a joyous holiday. Al's coming back with more of the post-game show in just a moment.
A lot of very upbeat numbers for the Rangers to chew on as we roll the Discover Card game summary. Let's start with the captain. He's now 12th all-time in NHL history with 1,503 NHL points. It was a 4-point night for him, 2 of the scoring, 2 of the passing variety. Wayne Gretzky had an assist. He's done that at least for 11 straight games now. Mike Richter recorded 27 saves. In his last 11, he's undefeated with a sparkling goals against average of 1.80. Brian Leetch from the back line with 4 assists. This is where the Rangers shined with the pass out of their own zone to beat that dreaded neutral zone trap. Defensemen doing it all night. Leetch benefiting with 4 assists. The Rangers now have lost only 1 game in their last 13 games. Messier's line 9 points, Gretzky's 5. Now, we saw Doug McLean and Colin Campbell coming off the ice. This was it, and we've gotten to the bottom of this deep, dark mystery. I think coaches, you know, they're so tense, they're so uptight. Even when they say Merry Christmas, it's with their teeth like this. Merry Christmas, Colin. That's sort of what Doug McClain said as the coaches came off. So the Florida Panthers, definitely without a doubt, they've been beatable lately. The last stretch of a couple of weeks, they've been a 500 team, and so they haven't been playing well. But they come off a win, and the Rangers from the very beginning just skated like the wind. Watching Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky, we should all be blessed to watch these guys play. And I mentioned that they looked like the Harlem Globetrotters. The passing sequences were phenomenal. Alexei Kovalov, the way he passed, and the way the Rangers came out of the zone. Also, the shorthanded goal that Brian Leach teamed up with Mark Messier on in the second period was exceptional. The Rangers also did a very good job of staying with the play. Last minute of the first period, they scored a goal. Last minute of the second period, they scored a goal. And so all things are upbeat as the Rangers now get set to take a pause and enjoy the Christmas holiday. Our post-game coverage continues in a moment on MSG.